Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Now, as you probably saw, last campaign was a little iffy on its ending. It didn't feel super great, but hey, with bad news comes good news, and we are starting a fresh campaign, and I'm so pumped for it. I think everyone's characters are so sick. Hudson's already got us in a very, very interesting location, and I'm excited to see where it goes. But nonetheless, I hope you enjoy. Subscribe down below if you like it, because this is just the first episode. There's so much to go, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.
Your individual characters appear in a beautiful area. You see the sun distant shining, its light reflected off the tops of puffy clouds. In the distance, you see spires of white and gold. Where you are hovering over, it is snow-topped mountains. There are entities flitting about in the distance, some with large wings, others with smaller. One of these entities begins to fly up towards you, halting before your suspended spirits. It says, "Souls of distant lands, you have been summoned by one of my faithful servants. I know not the task they set before you, for the veil shields the prime realm from my gaze. The portal before you will take you to where you are needed. If you do not enter, I must destroy you, as demanded by the binding runes of the summoning ritual. By the same token, I must give you a boon. Choose between the sacred symbols, armor, body, call, home, species, wealth, or weapon. Then step through the portal, and prepare yourselves for your sacred work." As it finishes reading this, it does turn its gaze to the smaller spirit of the three. It says, "Little one, I summoned you here. It is not my typical strategy to summon younger individuals, but I sensed your unfulfillment in your world, and I think that in this new world you may have an opportunity to be more than you were and be satisfied with the opportunities before you."
I try to respond. Can I speak?
Yeah, there's no physical sound, but yeah, you can project your thoughts outward.
Okay, yeah, out loud, I'm like, is this some kind of dream? Like, what's happening?
No dream, for better or worse. But do not fear. Where I send you, I think you will enjoy it.
Okay. Thank you, miss.
She looks expectantly at you three, gesturing, and at this point, the portal will open beside her. She says, "Make your choice whenever you're ready. There is no rush."
Eris selects the body boon symbol and then dives headfirst through the portal without a word.
I suppose Riley, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Rose shrugs, takes the same one, and goes.
Seeing these two spirits disappear very quickly. Must not really be thoughtful ones, I guess. I turn. I look at all my options for a second, and Miss Lady, I can just talk to God.
With the call boon, you may entreat one of the Empyreans, of whom I am one, for a single favor.
I mean, how can you not just ask God for something? That's crazy. And I reach out and grab the call rune or stone or whatever in front of me.
Yeah, the rune. Okay. She says, "Very good. Be careful and aware, young one."
Of course. I try to stay careful, and I guess start making my way towards the portal.
As you do so, she does reach down, putting down this massive scroll in her hand for a moment. she sort of gently guides you into the portal. A presence of familiarity and comfort. You guys should not be able to see anything right now. Is that correct?
At 100%, I'll let you know. Everything is black for me.
Oh my god, everything's black. I don't own
Yeah,
any
we can't see anything.
tokens. Oh no.
You hear a little child saying, "Oh my God, she took my sight."
But
I was like, "Are our characters actually not able to see anything right now? Is this
No, you
canon?"
should be able to see. Yeah, I put Eris on the map. You should be able to see her.
Cannot.
can't even see Eris.
Eris is blind. That's embarrassing. Really thought she'd rip the lily trope and we wouldn't notice.
I see my health bar. That makes me feel better.
Oh, it's because I need to enable the site for the tokens. Because why would that be enabled by default? That'd be too easy.
Do more work.
At least that's a every tabletop roleplay thing, and not a Foundry thing.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Ooh.
All right, I put Eris on the map.
Oh, Eris is vibing over here.
And there's Riot. And you always forget something. I forgot to set up people's tokens.
Ooh. It's alright. No one's perfect. I'll forgive you.
All right, there we go. All right, you're all three on the map now. Do you see yourselves?
Yerp.
Yay.
Yep.
So you find yourself, you three, in the center of this ritual circle. Now we'll move you guys down so you can kind of see a little more clearly. There's a huge man standing, sort of looming before you. He has this massive club on his shoulder, and he kind of he looks down at you guys. One of his eyes is burned shut, evidence of scars across his face. He has a massive jawline, and he looks dirty and not terribly well kept.
Love
Oh,
that.
sorry. He kind of blushes, and he turns around and throws basically what amounts to a large blanket for each of you, as you are naked at the moment.
I turn and seeing two grown women naked, just go, oh my God, I'm so sorry, and I reach over and I grab one of the three blankets and like run into the corner, covering myself.
I wrap myself in the one of the blankets toga style, and I go, "What is up with the kid?"
The huge guy kind of he scratches his head and he says, "Supposed to be Outworlders, aren't you?"
Yeah, and I take you're the one who summoned us here? Why'd you summon a kid?
I didn't mean to. I thought I did the ritual right. He takes his chin in his massive hand and sort of scratches. He looks very concerned.
I stand up holding my blanket around me and I'm like, yeah, well actually the god lady told me that she thinks I'll do just a fine job. I don't really know where I am or how we got here, but I think I'll be fine.
Oh boy, I hope so. I didn't mean to. You know, if I wasn't, I was desperate, but I didn't want to summon a kid here to do the work. That seems unfair.
I look at him, not like too mean, but just kind of like sternly. And I'm like, I'm worth more than I look.
Well, all right. Well, introductions. My name is Philip. I work at the manor here. I work for Robert Redford. Or, I'm sorry, not Redford. Robert Redburn. That's right. He's, well, I something got stolen from him, and I need you guys to get it back, basically. Here, and he pulls out a piece of paper. He kind of like looks down at it with his one eye, kind of squinting. The room is lit by like these little candles, so it's not terribly bright. And he kind of squints at the paper and he says, "So here's the task." And I mean, these are the exact words I used in the ritual. So the job is to return Robert Redburn's Green Life amulet to his person within 4 months. And the task is null and void if Robert Redford is dead.
Huh. And you needed to summon Outworlders for this job, big guy?
He looks up and says, "Oh, well, yeah, unfortunately, thief. They were last spotted making their way through some dungeon fog. Popped up about 5 miles west of town. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's not easy for normal people to get through, but Outworlders, they can get through it just fine, usually."
Hmm. So, what does he hand us again? Just like a script or something?
Oh, no, he doesn't. He doesn't. I'm just putting it in the chat for your reference.
Oh, okay. No. And is this Robert dude at risk of dying? Why is that part of the contract?
Yeah, without the amulet, he's not doing so well. When he was younger, he had some nasty encounters with an archmage. It left his mind kind of scrambled. The amulet, I won't get into the whole history, but it helped him keep his sanity in his mind for a long time, and then recently it got stolen though. So I really need you to get it back.
Cool. And I'm gonna assume you have no idea who the thief is at all. Because
Well, we have a description.
Uh-huh.
It's about a 25-year-old man, gray hair, dyed gray. He's in pretty fancy clothing. I can give you a description of him, of some detail. People are saying he's an outworlder, like you guys.
Great. And what does he gain exactly by stealing this amulet? What, sell it or something?
It's a powerful amulet. It's got real big powers in it. It wards off curses and keeps people healthy. But yeah, it's a strong amulet. He might sell it. I don't know why, but he went into the dungeon fog, so maybe there's something in there he wanted it for.
All right.
Quick meta question, real quick. I'm assuming Robert Redford is his name Robert Redburn or Robert Redford, and is that supposed to be the same name? And it just
It is Redburn.
Okay.
It is Redburn. I messed up the first time.
Just making sure. You see Riley in the corner just raise his hand. He's just sitting there silently with his hand raised.
It takes Philip a minute to spot you, as he only has one good eye, and he was kind of talking to Eris. He looks over.
Eris will point at Riley to indicate.
He looks over and says, "Yes, miss."
Okay. Don't. I'm a boy. But it's fine. It happens. So there's magic here, just to be clear.
Well, yes, young master.
Riley's face just lights up at the sound of there's magic. Is there magic like robots here?
Well, yeah. As a matter of fact, that's what my master's famous is for. Actually, he invented the clockwork bots that we use.
Y'all use robots here? And he's just like gleaming with joy.
Well, they're pretty expensive, not too common, but yeah, sure, in Eklund at least.
Oh,
that's the country that we're in, by the way.
Okay, and if we help Mr. Robert Redburn, was it?
Yeah, that's my master, Robert Redburn.
Yeah, so if we help him, he'll let us build robots with magic?
Oh, well, and he kind of scratches his head. He says, I mean, I don't want to go speaking on my master without, but I imagine he'd be mighty grateful to you. That's for certain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I accept the mission. I accept it.
He kind of looks at you and he squints. He says, boy, you remind me of Vernon, Master's son, when he was younger, before he joined the army and all.
Oh, well, I don't know if I'm the military type, but I can definitely definitely, use some gears and tools and stuff to my advantage if need be.
Are you a technology person?
Yeah, I love it. It's so much fun.
Okay. Well, we certainly got plenty of materials for you to work with, at least.
Oh, I'm so excited. Wait, what do you two do? And he points over to Eris and Riot.
I can't move my token? That fucking sucks. Okay. Oh. Oh. Can Eris, like, summon some fire in her hand or something?
Yeah.
Cool. Just a burst of flame appears in Eris's hand and she goes, oh, well, look at that. Magic does exist in this world. Neat.
Riley's jaw just drops. It's like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Well, okay. Before we get to your powers, what are y'all's names?
Name's Eris, kid.
Nice. I'll hope that wasn't demeaning. You miss?
I this entire time I've been like looking at myself and like trying to figure out if I've lost something. Can I make a perception check on how I feel?
Um, with advantage. Yeah.
He says, "Take that advantage and run, my boy."
Yeah. You do feel that you're not complete at the moment. There's something else out there that is supposed to be close to you and near to
Are
you.
you avidly looking uncomfortable?
Yeah. I'm not
Oh.
used to not feeling.
Yeah.
So high.
Excuse me, miss. Are you? Do you want me to leave the room? Is it like the clothes thing? Are you okay?
Oh no, nothing like that, darling. It. I just feel a bit weird, but I'm sure it will go away soon.
Oh, you probably have magic powers too.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite. Philip, sweetheart, I was wondering if there are robots in this world. I imagine there are musical instruments as well.
Well, yes. Eklund's. It's. Yeah. We got the college. They have performance schools. Yeah. It's popular music in this world. That's for sure.
All right. Anything we should know about this world, specifically rules or things we should abide by?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's hard for me to say exactly. I suppose, don't go around hurting people who don't deserve to be hurt and things like that. Just normal stuff, I think. I will say, in terms of this manor, well, you're going to find out sooner or later, but this summoning I did of you guys, it wasn't exactly sanctioned. The master's daughter and his son and his apprentice are all here in the manor right now, and I can't say that they'll be entirely too pleased that I've done this without the church's approval.
Oh no.
And you shouldn't tell this to anyone, but I'm pretty sure that one of them was in league with the thief.
We have quite the mystery on our hands, team.
I mean, I don't know for certain, but well, the master, he has one of these clockwork things that guards him. It's his bodyguard. It's a really capable, it's very good at what it does. And it was deactivated with a code phrase that only the three of them and the master himself knows. So unless the thief, somehow got that information in a different way, he must have been working with one of them.
Mm-hmm. So your lord and his family have a strained relationship, I take it?
Yeah. It's not the best. It's really not my place to say, but I am suspicious of them for a variety of reasons. And I don't want to cast too many aspersions without being certain.
Mm-hmm. Great. So how about getting us some proper clothes, and also, if we're not allowed to be talking about how we're Outworlders, how exactly do you expect us to go about this whole mystery?
Oh no, I mean, I don't think we'll be able to keep that a secret. I mean, I'll do what I can. If you could make a good impression, maybe on one of them at least, to get a foothold and get some proper support, then that'd be ideal. Like I said, this wasn't exactly my first move, but it is what it is. And yeah, we can get you in proper clothes and proper equipment and stuff. There's no huge rush. And he turns behind him and opens the door. What appears to be a false door as sort of a bookcase swings outward into this study with a variety of plants and strange minerals lining the walls. And he says, "All right, I'll be right back with some proper clothes. Now that I didn't know exactly what would be coming through, so I just took the blankets for now. But I'll be right back."
As he's leaving, I immediately go kind of stick my head out the door, just looking into the room very inquisitively, and I turn back around and go, "So, and I step over. Are we like a superhero team now?"
Say superhero kid. It's a bit of a stretch. It's
No,
not like
we
we're doing this willingly.
no, we're superheroes, darling. Keep that facade up.
Oh, dude, I mean, there's magic and robots, and you have fire, and well, we don't know what you can do yet. Anyway, sorry. My name's Riley, by the way. And I believe you said your name was Eris. And what's your name?
Name's Rose, but used to go by Riot Rose because of the band. What time from Earth are you two?
I immediately like not ignoring the question, but just kind of jumping. Just go. Oh, wait, Riot Rose. That's just like a superhero name. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Time. Well, it was 19 something. I don't know. It's kind of hazy, weirdly.
I'm gonna be real. I have no fucking clue.
All right, no idea. And the 19th century or 20th century. All right.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I'm from
I'm.
a bit more modern times. I used to have a fairly popular band, but well, they don't know me here. Always wanted a fresh start.
What? Oh, wait. Oh, so I mean, I heard you ask about instruments. Like, do you play music?
You're goddamn right, kid.
Oh, what kind of music?
Only the gods' music, rock.
Oh well, my mom and dad never really let me listen to that kind of music, but I'm willing to try it.
I go up to you and I like crouch
Can I-
down and I look
Why
at your
can I
hands.
not move my character?
Um,
Let me
Me-
move my character, husband.
be
You-
able to.
You may not.
I'm not stopping you.
It's unacceptable.
Well, what am I doing wrong?
Oh, I made you an observer when I was intending to make Kevin an observer. That's
Boo.
my bad. So Kevin would have been able to move your character.
I didn't have your character at all, so I could. That's good
Oh man.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I-
crouched down in front of me.
I look at Riley's hands.
Yeah, I mean they don't have anything on them. They're pretty like was it like kind of calloused over.
Well, they're not terribly soft. Maybe you can play a musical instrument. Regardless, darling, we should probably figure out this quest before.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I suppose if we are on a superhero mission, we do need to figure that out first. And yeah, my all the playing with my little robots, they mess with my hands a little bit. And I just
No
like
worries.
abruptly like walk away, not even considering the conversation.
What
I
have you
sigh.
got there, Hudson?
Half naked boy and half naked female. Alright.
Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
So Riot, or I guess I should call you Rose. Should I update your? Should your token just say Rose on it?
We can switch it to that.
I think that'll make it less likely for me to keep
Saying Riot.
instead of-
Riot's the superhero name.
I'll update.
And Eris, are you doing an investigation of the things on the?
Yeah.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Checks. Investigation. Put up.
Okay. You make reasonably thorough examination. You get the sense that each of these plants, they all have, they're all not at all similar to what you would have seen on Earth. They appear to have like rocky formations sort of growing on them, or maybe the rocky formations themselves are attached to the plants. Um, there's a variety of them there. Uh, I'll say with a 15, you kind of get the sense that these are probably used in some way in alchemy.
Ooh. Oh, what about the notes? Do I get anything on the notes?
The notes, I'll say with a 15, some of it is not legible to you because they're arcane symbols. You're not entirely sure what they mean. There is a spell book there. However, it doesn't describe the spells like in terms of how to cast it. It describes more the effects and what potential uses these different spells might have. And again, it does appear to be related to alchemy and things of that nature. It reminds me like more of a chemistry textbook than it does like an actual like spell book.
Interesting.
When I walk out of the room, are you following me, Rose?
No, I'm saying you.
Okay. I walk out of the room and turn around. Yeah, go ahead.
Rose, can you make a perception check with advantage again?
Yep.
Okay.
Ooh.
You feel a tugging at you as you like take a step to leave the room. You kind of like look behind. You feel like there should be someone there, and you need to let them in.
Well, I've always been a fan of open door policies. I attempt to let whatever this is in.
Okay. With a nat 20, I'll say you do it by instinct, as
It is on nat 20 if it makes you feel worse.
oh, unnatural 20. I mean that's fine. Riley, Eris, you guys hear as Rose lifts her voice in a classic, rock, an end of the guitar solo sort of scream.
Yeah!
And an entity appears before you. Whoops.
I like the idea of this entity comes in and like Highway to Hell just like starts playing in the background.
What is she? Is she like standing or down?
She's standing.
I was gonna have Riley turn around and look at Rose. How does she come into this world exactly? Ray.
Ray?
Yeah.
She comes fully clothed and with a long katana.
I immediately exclaim, "Oh my God! You can like make more of you!" And I immediately step back in, intrigued.
No, I don't believe that is me. Although as beautiful as a young woman as this is, doesn't quite add up to me.
How old is Ray?
She's like, I'll say like late 20s, early
Okay.
30s.
Okay. Yeah, I walk over. I'm like, hi, ma'am. I'm Riley. I think you're also gonna be a superhero.
Well, let's see if she's okay first, Riley. I'd like to kind of see if she's okay, at least physically, or if she responds to anything.
So is she able to speak?
No.
Okay. All right. The entity looks over at Riley and
I'm
kind
able
of
to understand her though. So.
she pats Riley's head and gives a thumbs up.
Ray does.
Yes.
I'm like, thank you. I guess I'm glad you came in okay. Rose was looking a little worse for wear earlier, but I think she's okay now. Are you feeling better, Rose, now that your partner's here?
Yeah, I feel a bit more fulfilled. May I examine you? And I guess she nods.
Yeah. Ray straightens, nods, and she uses her katana and puts her hands at her side.
Do I need to turn around for this?
No, just merely inspection is all.
Oh, okay, okay. And I will step back and just watch, very engaged.
Beautiful hair, capable hands. All right, Ray. From this point on, you will be part of my band, and we'll be best friends until the end. Capiche?
Ray nods
All
and
right.
smiles widely.
Oh, so her name's Ray. May have already.
Oh, yeah. She said it. Did you not hear it?
No, she didn't say anything. I'm giving you like a very confused look.
Oh, that's quite curious. No, she definitely said something.
Uh, Ray, can you tell me your name verbally?
Ray shakes her head, still smiling.
All right. Well, that solves it for me. Me and Ray kind of look at the door.
Oh, I I will like assume like to go out of it.
No, just to see what the pyromancer's doing out
Okay.
there.
Eris is like poking her head out the door. What's taking this man so long?
As you open the door, it opens fully, and Philip on the spot bumps into you, not seeing you for a moment. He says, "Oh, sorry there," and he
Sorry,
steps
big
in.
guy.
Um,
Here.
my bad, my bad. Here you go, and he gives you a bundle of clothing. He appears to have given you like not just one set, but like several sets so that you can choose from potentially. He says, I think there should be an about in your size." He gestures. He says, "Down the hallway, here's a bathroom. You can change in, have some privacy."
Eris just like takes off her toga and just like dresses right there.
Okay. Okay, seeing
Philip,
this, I
Philip blushes and averts his eyes, kind of moving past you.
oh, yeah, seeing that in the doorway, I immediately step into the corner again. I'm like, dude, she's crazy.
Philip, he comes inside and he bends down, kind of whispering to Riley, and he says, she might be from a different culture. You shouldn't be too judgmental." And he hands you a set of clothing as well. He says, "Sorry, all we had was some larger or smaller women's clothes and Vernon's old clothes. Hopefully I think they'll fit you."
I make the kind of like straight, like somewhat annoyed face, but just like it is what it is. Like, oh well, thank you, I appreciate it. And I go ahead and take the clothes and turn into the corner. Where's the bathroom again? Oh, sorry, I forgot.
It's down the hallway to the left.
Okay, perfect. And I try to walk by Eris as not paying attention as possible as she's assumedly changing.
I mean, I assume she finished pretty quickly.
Oh yeah,
It
she's
doesn't
done.
take too long. Philip, his attention, he looks over at Rose, and then his one eye widens as he sees Ray there too, and he like rubs his eye and looks between the two of you. He says, "Did I just? I know I'm not very perceptive, but were there four of you from the start?"
No, darling. I'm afraid your eye works just fine. There was four of us at the start, but well, I guess meet my other half.
"Oh, well, good to meet you, miss. Looks like you came with clothing and whatnot already. Are you some sort of summoner, lady?"
I shrug and I go, just an artist.
All right. Oh, well, I mean, I don't know if these clothing is particularly appropriate for a musician, a proper artist like you say, but I hope they'll do in the meantime at least. And he hands you a stack of women's clothing.
Yeah, I take it. No worries. I have a grocery list of things I need anyway.
Okay, sure.
Which one was the bathroom, by the way? Was it at the end of the
Yeah.
hall? Is that what he said?
Oh, where's Riley going? Isn't this the bathroom? What I'm in?
I don't know which one he said was the bathroom.
He said to the left.
Yeah,
Oh, to the left. Okay.
Eris calls out to Riley. It's like, where are you going, kid?
I couldn't remember what he had said. I guess I walk in and I just see these doors here to the right, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right, I will walk over and like slowly peek into one, hoping it's a closed-in room. As I see this, I'm like, oh, thank God. I will step in and start changing.
Oh, Miss Eris,
Yeah, what's up, big guy?
What's
Well,
up, big guy?
I was just gonna ask. It sounds like your companions are gonna need some supplies and whatnot. If there's anything that you need, maybe we should start thinking about putting together a list.
Hmm. Pretty sure my magic will do most of the work for me, but if you got a nice sharp knife on you, that wouldn't hurt.
No, okay, sure. We got that. And he takes out a paper and slowly writes down, well, something on it. He looks over at you and says, I should warn you about wandering the house too much. I mean, you'll probably end up meeting everyone eventually, but like I said, the son and the daughter and the apprentice, they're all in the manor right now. Not entirely sure where, but
So, how do you expect us to lay low for the meanwhile?
I don't really, but I just wanted to warn you. I'm not entirely sure. I was actually going to ask your advice to see how we want to approach this.
What are their personalities like, these three? Are they uptight, rich folk? What are we dealing with here?
Well, the daughter, Nora, she's a bit she's a bit spoiled, and I think you'd probably find she is probably going to be the most difficult one to deal with. Vernon is he's fairly tight-laced. I haven't seen him that much since he returned, but I think his time in the army has made him a much more disciplined man. The apprentice, Maynard, he's a friendly sort. I don't think we'll have as much trouble with him, but he's a little bit of a pushover. So if the two siblings want you guys out, I don't think that he'd be enough to stop them by himself.
So Anard would be the easiest one to meet first, huh?
Well, yeah, I suppose so.
And he mentioned earlier that he's not gonna hide that we're Outworlders, right?
That's what he said. He seemed to think that it would be pointless.
Okay. Alright, I guess I might as well just ask. And you really think it'll be fine if it comes to light that we're Outworlders? I mean, how exactly does this world react to people not from their world?
Oh no, don't worry. That there are laws protecting your kind here in Eklund, at least. It's not so great in other areas, but in Eklund, your outworlders are appreciated and honored.
And as
That said,
considering
it is not ideal that you were summoned without the church's permission, but that crime is mine. It wouldn't be laid onto you.
Cool, so don't go around mentioning that we're illegally summoned then, huh?
Well, again, it wouldn't be illegal on your part. It would be illegal on my part, and I'm expecting a punishment for this in any case. I have no intent to hide my crime. I just hope that the master is, well, I hope that he ends up all right at the end of this.
And concerning our lodging, where exactly will we be staying?
Oh, the manor's quite big. There's servants' quarters that are built on the eastern half, across the main entry hall there.
And the rich kids won't have a problem with us being here?
Well, that could be an issue. As you said, I'm not entirely sure. It depends on, I don't know what their reactions will be. At this point, Riley would have changed.
Inside the bathroom, is there any kind of like cabinets or anything?
No, not inside that bathroom.
No.
Right now.
Okay. Yeah, I will just change and head out on over. Just walking over. Hey, so what are we doing first?
Eris looks to Philip. She goes, well, yeah, any leads that you want us to start with? Might as well get the show on the road.
Oh, well, I didn't want to rush you guys. I mean, if there's any preparations, equipment that you might need, we should take care of that first. Like I said, this is time sensitive, but not more in the order of months, not days or anything like that.
All right.
Yeah. No. So if we, sorry to interrupt, but so we can have like supplies and stuff to use.
Well, yes. Like I was explaining to Eris, I'm only the butler here. It's the children who are legally in charge of the house while their master is bedridden. So technically, we'll need their permission to get equipment and whatnot from the
Ooh.
house.
There's
So we
there's
really
other
gotta
kids
butter
here?
them up, huh?
Oh no, they're fully grown. I'm sorry. The master is a little bit older.
Oh, I mean, hey, you know, hopefully they're okay with little kids still. Maybe I can butter them up with some charm or something. Who knows?
Yeah,
That would be ideal.
speaking of buttering them up, tell us a little more about these rich kids. Like, what can we do and say to get on their good side? What should we avoid saying?
Oh, I don't know. I'm really not the person to ask. Nora's never liked me, and Vernon, I don't know. He was a good lad, curious and a little bit too serious, I think, for his own good. His time in the army has changed him a bit. He's more disciplined, a little more closed off now. I can't say I've interacted with him much since he's returned home. He's been off in the army for 3 years now.
I don't mean to interrupt, but I would like to change now.
Oh.
Oh, I mean, I would move to the side. I can't move my token because of the wall, but Riley would just move to the side. Yeah.
Ray would station herself outside of the room. Well, you did so. So yes, like I was telling Aerosmith, Riley, was it?
Yeah.
I in summoning you here, it wasn't very legal what I did. So it's very probable I'll be punished. I may not be able to help you too much. Ideally, I would want you three to get at least one of the children on your side, or barring that, at least try to get Maynard's help. He does have a small workshop of his own. It's a little further off and not as well equipped, but in a worst case scenario, I think that he'd be willing to help at least.
Gotcha. And should we tell them that we're trying to help their dad at least, or avoid that too?
About that, do you really think it's the only way to tell them that we're Outworlders? I mean, what do you think about telling them that we're mercenaries you hired to help this case?
Well, I suppose you could try to trick them, but they know that the thief went into the dungeon fog, and you'd have to be pretty stupid mercenaries to want to follow them after in the dungeon fog.
So
And frankly, you don't
unknown.
really look like mercenaries either. No offense, you kind of look like that.
Eris looks down at Riley and she goes, "Yeah, that's valid."
I look up and smile. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I may not look the most intimidating. I accept this. Hi, Miss Rose. That's a nice set of clothes you got.
Best they had.
All right, so, so can we take a look around the manor then?
Yes,
least get our
was
bearings.
I was involved in the summoning ritual for about 3 hours. I'm pretty exhausted. So I don't really know where the children are hanging out at the moment. Like I said, I was going to leave it up to you to how exactly you want to approach this. I don't have a mind for things like that. If you want me to introduce you, I can, or if you'd like to introduce yourselves. You could call yourselves my, well, I think it's really best to just tell them the truth that I summoned you here, and you're here to help the master.
Riley butts in, and yeah, we probably should. It's a good idea to knock it on their bad side, and they find out we lie or something.
Mm-hmm. What's the punishment for you when they find out you summoned us illegally?
He shrugs his massive shoulders. He says, that'll be for the church to dole out. Technically, I was a cleric back in the day, which is where I learned this ritual to begin with. Don't worry about me, though. Please, just focus on the mission.
All right, sounds good. I guess we can kind of talk it out between us and figure it out. Philip, you get some good rest.
Oh, okay. Here, I'll lead you out into the hallway at least. Yeah, as you guys pass this area, you can all make a perception check if you'd like.
Da 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 da. Oh, we rolled pretty good.
Man,
Sheesh.
Wow.
hopefully this bodes well. Okay, so you all kind of hear this, even Ray. Um, there's raucous laughter, giggling, and some light music as well, coming from the. Oh, no, sorry. From the door to the north there. Uh, Philip heads this way, however.
Uh, yeah, I get distracted. I kind of walk over.
Eris turns around. She's like, Riley, where are you off to, kid?
Oh,
Over here, darling.
it's okay. It sounded like they were having fun. I wanted to go see what was going on.
Maybe later.
Oh, okay.
Philip walks over and speaks with a serious-looking young man in a blue uniform, sitting down in sort of the waiting area there. After a few moments, he nods slowly and opens the door and heads off in this direction.
Oh, do I see the robot? Oh my god, do I see the robot?
Yeah, you probably do.
Yes!
He goes back and sort of waves you guys goodbye for the moment.
Oh,
trusting
goodbye,
you
okay.
to take care of
Thought he was
yourselves.
leading us in there.
I walk forward. I turn to Rose just out of joy, and I'm like tugging at your clothes. Like, oh, did you see the robot in there? That thing was so cool. Or did he leave the door open?
He would not have left the door open.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I tug on Rose's clothes. I'm like, did you see that robot? That thing was so cool.
It was pretty fascinating.
Anyway, sorry.
Just to briefly describe, there's a middle-aged man in the way sitting there. He's talking the ear off of what appears to be some cleaning maid. There are two individuals sitting down next to each other in the area there. Like I said, one of them pretty serious looking, the other one a little bit more relaxed. What would you guys like to do?
And does this guy have this like forearm backpack thing going on?
Yes, he does have a backpack, and occasionally when he gestures, an arm bursts from the pack, sort of gesturing with him. It does appear to be a mechanical arm.
Yeah. Okay. Seeing that, I just walk over. I don't even hesitate. What are they saying as I walk up? I guess this will kind of decide my interaction here.
He's saying, so the barber's going pretty well. I'm pretty happy with the work that we've been. He steps over here and says, "Oh, hello, young sir. Who might you be?"
Oh hi, I'm Riley. And I try to like kind of scoot around him, like looking at the backpack, like poking it a little bit. I'm just like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, the maid, as she's trying to escape here, kind of stumbles and trips, making a bit of a clatter. The man looks over and says, "Oh, I'll see you later then, Miss Evelyn." And she like nods. And says, "Oh yes."
Does
yes,
she?
master."
I was gonna say, does she drop anything?
Yeah, I'll say she drops some some cleaning supplies.
Okay, I would try to walk over and pick it up real quick.
She accepts it. Not really. She looks up at you and says, "So, thank you, young sir."
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, and then I turn back to him. I'm like, oh, did you make this?
Oh, you mean my backpack 9000? And he kind of gestures,
What a
and
name.
four arms come out of the backpack with various things on them. One of them has a pair of scissors, another a little like squirt bottle, and two others that have other various household appliances on them.
Yeah, Riley, his face is just in awe, and he is just like jaw dropped, eyes wide, and he's like, "That is so cool. How did you make it? How did you do that?"
Oh, well, young sir, I'm a gadgeteer. I am the apprentice of the master here. Are you here for? Well, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, so yeah, no, I'm Riley. And I step to the.
I'm Maynard Collins, and he reaches out a hand
Okay.
to shake yours.
Yeah, I reach out, shaking it, just very like
He
quickly.
pulls his hand back as you reach out, and the robot hand comes out and grabs your arm, shaking it instead.
Riley, he's just holding that. He like freezes. And I'm just sitting there holding the hand, just like, like just not moving, just holding it.
Maynard, like he's clearly very happy with this reaction that he's getting. He pulls it back. He says, "Oh well, yes, and I did make all this myself. They're not the most flashy things, but they're useful.
No,
Do you need a haircut?"
I kind of mess with my hair a little bit, and I'm like, maybe later, maybe if it gets a little longer. I kind of like it like this.
Oh, all right. I will do the first one free of charge. It's still in a bit of an experimental phase, but we've had good results.
Oh, I love robot experience. That's fine. I do need to introduce you real quick though, because they'll probably be mad at me if I don't. And I kind of like step to the side, like spinning him, like guiding him around, and I'm like, "This is Eris. That one's Rose, and the one behind her's Ray. She doesn't really talk very much though."
Oh, well, hello, Miss Eris, Rose, and Ray. He steps forward. He says, "My, so many people. I don't know if I could possibly shake all your hands at the..." And three robot arms come out and offer their hands to shake.
Sure. Eris will shake the robot hand.
Yeah, Rose does, but Ray does not.
Okay. Seeing Rose in kind of a slightly more serious demeanor, and more significantly, the sword at her side, he doesn't make a comment of it. Says, "Well, pleasure to meet all of you. I'm a little confused. Who are you? Who invited you to the manor? Are you friends with the master?"
Well, in a sense, Sir Collins, though, if I might ask. Riley here is very intrigued in the arts and crafts, if you catch my drift. I think you would enjoy seeing a tour of your workshop.
I kind of butt in for a second. I'm like, I'm really good with a screwdriver.
He's very good with the screwdriver.
Oh, well, of course, I'm happy to give a tour. I'm surprised you'd like to. Well, sure, of course. So you're friends of the master, or
We've been sent here to do a task.
Oh, all right. Well, in any case, it'd be my pleasure. Of course, it's nothing compared to the master's workshop, but I suppose a little bit more accessible, as the master doesn't allow hardly anyone except for myself there these days.
Yeah, no, please. I would. I mean, if you're just walking around with this thing, I'd love to see what you have in there.
Of course. Are you an aspiring apprentice?
Oh, well,
He is.
I kind of look to Rose and just smile like happily. I'm like, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. We always need more. Frankly, the business isn't as popular as it used to be these days. It's more dedicated to the more violent sort of side of the industry. But I think that clockwork engineering can be used for a great many more things than simple soldiers in war.
Oh, the possibilities are endless.
Exactly. And a robot arm sort of reaches out and like pats your shoulder affectionately, Riley. He says, "Well, of course, happy to give you a tour of the place. If you came here for the master, though, I don't know if you are aware of this or not, but he has taken ill of late. He probably will not be able to see you. He's bedridden at the moment."
For the first time, Riley kind of like somewhat shuts down and just looks to Eris and Rose, not knowing what to say. He's just like,
Well, sickness takes all of us. No point in dwelling on it. I wish for his speedy recovery.
Oh, well, yes, of course, as do we all. Well, if there's a task that you came here to do, feel free to. I'm happy to help. Who exactly who commissioned you? Are you working for Philip or one of the children?
Philip was supposed to be talking to one of the children, or at least the children later on.
Well, all right. Yeah, well, if there's something that I can help with, feel free. I mostly I'm working on haircuts mostly these days. But if you need anything cleaned, I'm happy to,
Perfect. Do you have a barber's lounge? My hair is a bit too long for my taste.
Oh, of course. And he lights up and he says, we could do it right outside. Maybe by the pool.
Oh my god, we get to see it in action.
I shrug and go, I hope you know what you're doing.
Oh, don't worry, don't worry. It's worked out most of the time.
I tug on Maynard's shirt, like trying to get him to like lean down. Like before he walks off, I kind of tug, like trying to get him to lean down to me.
Yeah, he happily does.
Yeah.
He gets himself on your level. He says, yes, young master?
Yeah, just so you know, Rose was apparently like kind of a superstar, so be sure to do your best job.
A superstar. Oh, like in those illusion crystals. Oh, I didn't know that you are you a graduate of the college, miss? And he looks back at Rose.
Nothing of the sort. I'm self-taught.
Well, you must be quite impressive to be a superstar.
Yeah, exactly.
Riley is quite enthusiastic about most things. I wouldn't call myself a superstar just yet.
Well, all the same, we'll just see if we can get you a superstar haircut. I assume everyone's going with. I mean, if you can correct me if
I'll say Riley is. Eris might be vibing elsewhere.
Eris will trail along for now.
Maynard goes and the robot arms open the door, leading you out to a large pool area. He gestures to one of the sort of stretching chairs and he says, and he sort of puts it up or whatever, and says, all right, just take a seat. Be done in just a moment.
I sit down. Do try and not mess it up. Ray's not a big fan of... Well, never mind. I'm sure you'll do a great job.
Oh, don't worry, don't worry. I've got it well in hand.
This could go so badly.
Make sleight of hand check with advantage since his arms are helping him. Wait, are you see?
Jesus Christ.
Oh my
Dude. That's crazy.
Rose just lost an ear.
Yeah. So.
Oh my god.
You hear this like sparking noise, and one of the arms, like while it's like in the middle of like a very delicate cut, just goes like click, 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 and like yeah, it's real bad. It's real bad. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. He sort of takes the arm and kind of like pulls it out, and he says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I had that fixed, the capacitor. It just, oh my, that's oh my miss, I'm so sorry."
I stand up. Ray is like about to unsheath the sword. And I like put a hand on Ray and go, no, Fate, no mind. We knew this was a risk.
I swear, we've been very successful. I'm so sorry.
One, I expect things, Collins. One, another haircut, free of charge.
Of course. I promise you, there's no way that this could happen again.
Bold
So
statement.
what's the damage? Did she just get a bad haircut, or did she get her ear chopped off? What's the damage here?
No, it would have been a bad haircut. Not the chop.
Okay.
As I don't think Rose cares really all that much as long as it's short. Secondly, for compensation in terms of how I look and how I'm going to look for the next couple weeks now, I demand that at least while we are here, you show Riley around your workshop, and he's a bit of a prodigy when it comes to building things, and well, he'll be very happy if you show him around.
Maynard is looking at Rose right now, correct?
Correct.
Okay, Riley is just like kind of tinkering with not tinkering, but like messing around with like seemingly like trying to figure out what went wrong with it behind him, like totally oblivious to what's happening.
Yeah. He doesn't seem to notice. He like takes out a handkerchief and he's like sweating now. He's like mopping up. He does appear to like he has like tears like in the corner of his eyes. Like, he's very about this. He says, "Oh well, of course, miss. I was going to do that anyway. I'm happy to show a young aspiring young man to. Well, in any case, I'm so sorry about this."
I laugh a little bit and I like put my hand on his shoulder and go, honestly, genuinely paid no mind. Got to break a couple eggs to make an omelet when it comes to art.
Oh well, that's a very kind way of you to put it, miss. I try, I apologize. And he kind of bubbles and continues apologizing for a little bit. Towards Eris, was there something that you wanted to do in particular?
Not really. Just kind of perusing, going off.
Okay.
Are these windows that I can actually like glance through?
They are open at the moment.
Oh, they're open?
Mhm.
What do I see from this far away?
God, she's gonna be diving through windows again.
There appears to be a large bed, and a woman and two men kind of lounging in it.
Uh-huh. Were they doing the nasty or were they just lounging in it?
They appear to be in various states of dress. They do not appear to be
Uh-huh.
doing the nasty at the moment. There's light sound of music and like occasional laughter, kind of similar to the stuff that you heard before.
Iris says to herself under breath, well, good thing Riley didn't go in there.
Oh, I should have let Riley go in there. That would have been great.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Maynard says, well, I'll tell you what, it's getting a little bit late. How's about, I'm going to head back to my workshop and work on this right away. I'll see you all in the morning. I don't know what your task entails. Are you planning just to stick around at the mansion for a while?
In all honesty, it was very vague. I'll say that much. Once we find more information about it, we will definitely share it with you. Any help would be appreciated, but we need to ask around first.
All right. Well, but yes, if there's anything I can help with, of course, let me know. Again, very sorry, miss.
Can I make some kind of check to see if I can figure out what was wrong with it? Like what kind of broke? Like I can't really dig into it, but like as much as I could see.
Yeah, you can make a perception check with advantage. And we're using perception because you're not like messing with you. You're just
yeah, I didn't want to like get into the gears or anything, but it was like using what I heard for the sounds and then kind of like trying to see if there's like any cracks or anything like that.
Sure, you can make a perception check with advantage. Okay. You get the sense based off of sort of the fizzing noise and the smell that permeates the air that some electrical thing overloaded, which caused the arm to go into overdrive mode for a couple moments.
Okay. Right as he starts to walk off, then I'm like, before you go, just so you know, I am pretty sure that there was a little bit of a electrical overload right around that spot right there, and just kind of relaying that information to him.
He frowns and takes the arm out, and you seem kind of with a big tug pull it, and it's generally sort of metal flat exterior, opens to reveal a number of circuitries and various types of wires. He kind of peers into it, adjusting his glasses for a moment, and he says, "Oh, well, you're right. Well, look at you. You must be have studied quite a bit already. Of course, I'm happy to show you around later, young sir."
Of course.
All right. Well, best of luck. I'll be off.
I immediately step over to Rose, just doing the kid thing of not really thinking about this being rude and just like staring at your hair, and just going, "Yeah, he did kind of mess that part up quite a bit, huh?"
Don't worry, it's not even the worst one I've had.
Oh.
I just kind of giggle and I'm like, really?
Trust me, the worst things in the world than this haircut.
Oh, well, yeah, fair enough.
And I nod in agreement.
I turn and look around. Oh, where'd the crazy one go?
I think you probably would see Eris sort of walking around inside.
Oh, okay.
Well, let's try to keep her out of trouble.
Okay.
I haven't even done anything crazy yet. Come on.
Also, when do we get to go see what the people were doing in the room? Because it sounded like they were having fun.
Does Eris hear Riley say this?
I'm saying it as I'm walking in, so probably.
Yeah, probably.
Eris turns around and she goes, "Oh yeah, Riley. I saw in the window. They're having a lot of fun in there."
Wait, are they like playing games?
Wow, that is one way to put it.
Dude, oh my god, I'm so good at games.
I don't think you'd be that good at this game, though.
I disagree.
Well, whatever. We shouldn't follow the nice people anyway, Riley.
Okay.
You want to see his workshop? Can't make a bad impression.
This is true. This is true. I do see. What are our friends down here doing? Still just kind of vibing.
They were vibing, however, they are kind of like looking. At least the one closest to you guys does appear to be keeping an eye on you guys.
Okay.
And he was looking while you guys were talking with Maynard as well.
Okay. Seeing him looking at me, I make eye contact back and just wave and go, hello.
He looks back and gives like a small wave.
Okay. I take that and just continue smiling.
I do go towards their direction.
Riley feels lost, not knowing who to follow. I just kind of sit here and wait because I don't. He said he was a little scary, so.
Hello there, miss.
Hello there, sir. It appears you have a eye for us.
Philip told me the basics. You know he's gonna get in a lot of trouble for what he did, right?
Well, we didn't have much of a choice either.
I don't put the blame on you. I put the blame on him. And frankly, never heard of a child outworlder. Can't say I approve too much. I'm surprised Catrice would do something like that, but who knows? I was never a terribly religious sort in any case.
As he says this, I do step to the side and I'm like, well, she did say that I'm quite capable.
The child is a conundrum, and I don't agree with it either. But he's here now. Need to make the best of it.
I don't know exactly what Philip has you doing, but I imagine he wants to send you after the thief. Is that about sum things up?
Yeah, it appears so.
Well, I suppose best of luck. Not entirely sure if I should be trusting you guys with this, but I guess I don't have much of a choice. And he kind of sits back in his seat glumly.
In terms of people that we should tell this story to, is that a short list or?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you told Maynard or not. My sister Nora, I'm sure, will want to know at some point. I give it about 50-50 odds that she just kicks you out, not really caring either way. To be honest, I'm kind of on the fence too. I'm not really sure if I want you here in the manor.
Well, it is your manor at the end of the day. Do you or Nora have any hobbies that maybe we can try taking advantage of?
What do you mean?
Music.
Oh, do y'all play any games?
He doesn't look at Riley. He's completely ignoring him. He shrugs and he says, one of Nora's paramours, I think, is a bit of a musician, or at least he styles himself as much. Can't say I've ever had much of a preference for music myself. In terms of hobbies, I don't know. I don't think that there's anything that you would be interested in. Tinkering, yeah, I mean, if you know anything about our master, well, maybe you don't. He's a tinkerer of some renown. There's probably my old sets of tinkering tools in various closets and whatnot. I haven't really explored the manor. I can't imagine he's changed too much, at least of his part of it.
Riley does try one more time, interrupting him, not thinking about it. Just goes, "Oh, could you lend me one of those by any chance?"
He slowly looks down at Riley, and he says, "Kid, I don't know, like I said, I don't really know why Catrice sent you here, but this isn't a terribly friendly world when it comes to Outworlders. You don't have anything to fear from Eklund, but the second you cross into that dungeon fog, anything could be waiting on the other side. Could eat you up in an instant."
Yeah. I do look quite, concerned on that one. Just go, okay, thanks for the warning. I just very much back down, just, leaning against the pillar, kind of, stuck there.
At this point, the other one who stayed silent thus far, he shoots a look at Vernon. He says, "Oh, don't worry. Don't listen to him. He's being a bit glum. Not everything is what we've seen. Not all dungeons are awful." And he sort of steps up and walks over to Riley, sort of patting you on the shoulder, and he says, "Listen, if you're interested in tinkering, I mean, Vernon's certainly not going to be using this stuff, so I don't think he'd mind sharing a little bit. Maybe you can come up with something that'll help."
Yeah, no, that's, I think that's where I can be a lot of help, actually.
Vernon kind of sighs. He says, "You shouldn't encourage him. You don't know Simeon. It could be entirely dangerous. They could die immediately." Simeon shrugs and he says, "Well, better to come in prepared then. How about I show you to Riley's old room?" And he kind of puts his hand on Riley's, or sorry, his on. Let me show you Vernon's old room.
I was about to say, Riley looks at him and goes, my old room? But yes, Riley will follow.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. He immediately stops. Goes, "Oh my god, did y'all's dad, did his dad make that?"
Yeah, I think so. Its name is Lola.
Oh, that's so cool. Sorry, we can continue. Bye, Lola.
I guess this is your first time seeing clockwork stuff.
Yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, I made a few robots back where I came from, but nothing to this extent.
Oh, well, that's cool. Can't say I know that much about clockworks myself. Vernon doesn't really like talking about it. Oh, wait, no, it's over here.
Oh, am I about to get like beat up or something? So does he just like show the door basically?
Yeah.
Okay. I'd step in and look around.
According to him, and Simeon sort of steps in after you and kind of crouches beneath a cabinet. He opens up what appears to be a secret door.
Ooh.
But not, it's not. It's like a crawl space, basically.
Yeah.
Intended, you think, probably for a small child like yourself.
Perfect.
And he says, "Yeah, the other, the rest of the Tinker's area is over there. That's where his dad used to keep his stuff. I imagine there's probably still some stuff in there. But don't go through the door at the other side there, because I think that leads to Robert, to his dad's bedroom. So don't go in there. But
Oh, gotcha.
these two rooms, though, should be good, I think."
Okay, awesome. Yeah, thanks a ton. Excuse me, sorry. Thanks a ton.
Sure. Don't blow anything up. He kind of chuckles.
Oh, I promise. I promise I won't. I was like, we can go to other people, whatever they're doing. I will crawl through the hole.
What would you guys like to do?
As Riley is taken off, Eris kind of like frowns lightly and turns to Rose and's like, "Is it smart to let a kid just like, as the adults should? You know what? It's fine. I'm sure he'll be fine."
He's fine. Simeon's my trusted companion. He'll keep him safe.
Works well for me. If they wanted to hurt us or mean us harm, it's not like we could do much about it regardless. They don't have to trust us, but we are forced to trust them.
I don't know if that's a terribly good attitude to have, but you're correct. As far as I'm concerned, with my father indisposed, I'm the protector of the manor at the moment. And he kind of leans forward and gently pulls out what appears to be a pistol. I'm kind of inspecting it in the air. He says, "Not really sure if you guys are familiar with this sort of technology, but you don't want to be at the opposite end of this thing when it goes off."
Does it look like a somewhat Earth-like pistol?
Yeah, I mean, you can make a perception or intelligence check.
Oh, you know, it'd be great to be there right now.
Yeah, it looks like an old-timey pistol. You're not super up on like the history of firearms. So you're not entirely. It's not like a modern pistol at the very least. He holsters it again. He says, "I know that some outworlders, and well, we've had recent experience of this, are not terribly trustworthy." What's that?
Yeah, what's that?
There we go. I'm hoping that you're of the kind that is, well, not going to be stealing anything or things of that nature.
Yeah, we have a task to do, and gotta finish it. If we don't, well, it's kind of game over for us, you know?
He nods slowly. He says, I suppose you do. Again, it was very selfish of Philip to do what he did. But,
Nah, it's fine. If anything, I should be thanking him. My old world was a shithole.
well, this one may or may not be better. I can't say I don't know your world.
Oh, it's better. Trust me.
All right. If you say so. I suppose the question will be you surviving the task that's been laid before you then.
Cool.
Can I get a little bit of background on you two? What's your story? What were you before you came here?
What were we?
Rose was a superstar.
What were your jobs? What did you do? Any family, things of that nature? I'd like to get a sense to see if you're trustworthy folk or not.
Well, sir, my old world was a wasteland. Nothing but survive in there.
I don't like to hear that.
Yeah, well. It is what it is.
Well, on a less gloom and doom state of things, I was, I guess here you call it performers, but I was a bit like that. I played for, well, thousands of people in arenas, I guess. Yeah. Music play.
All right. That's a little more reputable. We certainly have a great amount of respect for the performing arts here in Eklund. We do consider our capital city to be the cultural capital of the world, and for good reason. Well, that's good. And you said your name was Rose, right?
Rose, and this is my, well, my friend Ray.
All right. Well, Rose, if you can keep an eye after the kid, who I will admit, as jaded as I am, I don't get a sense that the kid is intending anything malicious. If you can keep an eye after him and this survivalist here, I'd be willing to let you stay in the manor, at least for the time being.
I promise nothing, but well, I guess I can promise one thing, and that's that I'll make my best attempt.
Well, I guess that's all I can ask for again, and I will emphasize this once more. If you cause trouble, it's me you'll be dealing with.
I expect nothing less.
Eris like waves his concerns away and it's like, listen, buddy, I want to solve this and then get out of here just as much as you want us gone, alright?
Okay. Eris, you can make a perception check.
Oh god. Oh god.
She walks up and shanks you.
Nice.
Damn.
Not the nat 20 on the perception of the
Hilarious.
stealth. Get fucked.
So
Literally
she
can't roll
does
higher than
manage, and even if it was like, if she got a 19, I still would have let you have it. But no, with the nat 20, her modifier is higher. She sneaks up behind you, and she kind of like pinches your back, like pretty hard, Eris. Yeah, she pinches your back quite hard.
Okay, I guess Eris's reaction would be to reach back and like try and grab the hand that's pinching her.
Oh, hell yeah, this can only go well.
Okay, you can make an athletics check.
Oof, I don't know if I'm good at that. Jesus Christ! Hudson! She's gonna suplex me.
Yeah, she pulls her hand back before you're able to grab it. She says, "Oh, what do we got here? What the cat drag in, Vernon?" Vernon, kind of with a long-suffering sigh, he says, "Philip summoned some outworlders to go after that thief." Nora snorts and says, "Oh, good, just what this house needed, more outworlders." So what have you stolen so far, miss?
Uh, Eris just kind of scowls at her and goes, she says nothing. It's kind of scowls.
She goes to sit in the other seat, and she says, "So you kicked them out yet?" Vernon glares at her and says, "I was going to let them stay. They seem trustworthy enough." Nora snorts and says, "Yeah, I'll be the determinant of that. You always were too trusting, Vernon." Okay, let's see. She points at Eris, clearly a thief, so we'll just count you out already. You, miss. I gotta say, that's quite the haircut. She kind of gives you like a fairly nasty look.
Well, your barber did quite a bit of work on me.
Maynard, isn't he just so delightfully incompetent?
Delightfully incompetent is the exact way I would put it.
What
Oh
is this
my,
Maynard
poor
slander?
thing. All right, what's your deal?
Just play music. The only thing I'm planning to steal is hopefully the hearts of people once I get an instrument.
Oh, musician.
Musician indeed.
Well, as far as things to be, I guess that's fine. Is it just the two of you? Or three of you, I guess.
There's another one, little boy. I think he's tinkering with some stuff.
A kid? Gross. Who's the lady behind you?
Gross.
Oh, this is my friend Ray.
Ooh, that's a nice looking sword. She takes a step forward and reaches out to take the sword in its scabbard.
It's all right, Ray.
Ray allows her to do so at your instruction. She takes the sword, unsheathes it for a moment, fully unsheathes it, and then she will take a swing at Eris.
Sheesh! This shit escalated quick.
Cool. Thank God you finally rolled low.
The
What do I?
10 to hit, that will not hit.
Well, can I? Can I grab the blade and use shocking grasp on it?
Oh hell yeah! That's actually hype.
Sure, yeah. You can go ahead and make a. You just do the shock and grass cantrip on her if you'd like.
A terrible way to make friends, but a sick start.
Oh my God! It doesn't
Okay.
matter.
You try to reach out and grasp the blade. And everyone sees like sparks crackle beneath your fingers as you do so. But she does sort of retract the blade before you can. She resheaves it and tosses it not very properly, like back to Ray, who catches it. And she says, "I was just trying to see if it was sharp or not. No need to get all fussy about it."
Is she walking away?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
She returns to the seat there.
Ah, said she was going away forever.
She says, "All right, well, whatever. As long as you guys stay out of my way, I guess you can stay." And she sort of saunters off back in the direction that she came from.
She's got a winning personality, your sister. Must have a lot of friends.
Not really, but
No, shocking.
she's something, all right.
That's one way to put it. All right.
Unfortunately, and I do hate to say this, she is a fairly capable tinker. Probably as good as my dad. At least if she applied herself, she would be.
Mm-hmm.
Ray has this like murderous aura around her. As I guess not really murderous, but more of a radiating, like radiant light around her. As Rose kind of grabs her on the shoulder and go, I know. Don't worry, won't happen again. It was my mistake. My apologies, Eris."
Vernon shrugs and she says, for what it's worth, I don't think that she was actually trying to harm you in particular with that strike.
Yeah, I figured. It was a terrible swing.
Yeah. I'd recommend, as she suggested, staying out of her path as much as possible. If you were able to get her aid for your quest, she might actually have the skills to make your quest go more easily, but that might be trying to wring water from a rock. I don't know how convincing you all can be.
Yeah, no kidding.
I'll make my best attempt.
All right, well, you got any useful information on Oh wait, does he know what task we have?
He implied that, I mean, you kind of confirmed to him earlier that you're going after the thief.
Okay. You got any useful information on this thief? I'd rather get this over with as fast as possible.
He shrugs and he says, I have the same descriptions as everyone else. Can't say we know much about him. He's definitely not. He's either a recent incomer to Eklund. He didn't declare himself. He's not on any registries, which means he's from some other land. Um, it's difficult to say.
Mm-hmm.
Outworlders are a strange sort to begin with, as well, you might be getting that perception yourselves by now. I don't know.
Uh-huh. And is this amulet your old man had, was it just that popular that this guy knew it existed?
It was fairly famous. My father received it from one of the Centaur clans in recognition of his advocacy for them. It was a powerful amulet. From what I understand, many druids' magics over the years crafted it in the heart of one of their most sacred forests.
Great. And this fog that
The dungeon fog, yeah.
that you talk so fondly of. Got any more information of that?
I mean, I know the basics, same as most people who are knowledgeable of the world. Uh, it protects areas that where our realm mixes with another realm. It's sort of got a foot in both realms. The dungeon fog, it tends to kill any entities that belong firmly in one realm or the other, so that they can't get out in either direction. Means people like me usually die when we go in, but fortunately, people from other realms, whatever realm is being mixed with, it's difficult for them to get out. So it's sort of a difficult thing in both directions. But it's a fairly recent dungeon. It popped up a few months back. The church hasn't gotten around to summoning Outworlders to deal with it, as nothing had been coming from it. No particular dangers or things of that nature. So it wasn't a high priority for them.
It appears that we will be the Outworlders to solve it.
Yeah, seriously.
Well, I mean, your job isn't to deal with the dungeon, it's just to get the amulet back. I wouldn't recommend trying to deal with the dungeon itself. I mean, there's a lot of different types of dungeons in this world, and we don't even know what realm it's mixing with. It could be a nice one, it could be a nasty one. I'd stay on your toes either way.
Great. And this, did Philip already tell us this information? Did he imply that the thief, like, snuck in and just deactivated the robot and took the amulet, right?
Philip told us that.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't go into that much detail, but yeah,
Okay.
he did talk about deactivating the robot with the passphrase.
Cool. So this thief just snuck in the night and just stole this amulet right from under your dad?
He must have had some knowledge of the security systems in place, and, well, the robot that normally guards my father, Virgil, it's quite powerful. It managed to either escape the robot's gaze or deactivate it.
Uh-huh. And do you believe the Outworlder deactivated it or someone within the manor?
His eyes narrow at you. He says, "Is that what Philip's been telling you?"
No, it's more of an assumption on my part. I mean, us Outworlders aren't quite familiar with that stuff, so the only
I
other
love my
conclusion.
father, and I resent the implication.
All right, but Eris holds a hand up. It's like, listen, I'm not accusing you. All right, don't get your panties in a twist yet.
It's family drama. We're best not involved.
As much as I have my disagreements with her, I can't believe that Nora would do something like that either. And Maynard, well, you met Maynard. I can't imagine him betraying my master in such a way.
Mm. And no one else, huh? Just you three.
If I can ask a meta question real quick, is it their master or their father, or like we know it's their father, he just refers to him as his master?
Well, he was referring to him as the master in terms of Maynard.
Oh, he was talking about. Okay, gotcha. I'm there.
Yeah, Maynard is not a member of the family. He's just his apprentice.
Yes, gotcha.
What was Eris's question?
So just you three, huh? Not any possibility of a fourth person knowing how to deactivate it?
Well, the master himself knows the passphrase, obviously, but it seems unlikely that he would do it.
Is this robot still deactivated?
No, the passphrase only lasts for a minute.
Huh. Okay.
Any
So
chance we can
anyway.
meet the master?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome. I should warn you, be very careful not to do anything hostile. Virgil, he took it hard what happened, and he's been a bit overprotective since. And I guarantee you, as much as I'd like to say that I am the most dangerous thing in this household, I am certainly not. He is.
Duly noted. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we have.
He will lead you to the bedroom if you'd like.
Yeah.
Riley, are you just tinkering in the meantime? Investigating the area?
Yes, kind of. So yeah, I'm not building anything like specific right now because I'm very overwhelmed and just like trying to take everything in. But while he is in the middle of tinkering, I would like to kind of sit there for a sec and just be like, oh wait, like, do I have powers? And then try to cast a spell myself.
Okay. As you sort of have that realization, you do have this sort of innate sense of a number of spells that you can probably cast if you put your mind to it.
How high are these ceilings?
These are not that high. They're probably like 8 feet tall or so.
8 feet. Okay. Yeah, I'll do that first. Okay. So first, not knowing exactly what I'm doing, I go ahead and cast Fall on myself, just trying to do something, and my gravity inverses for only 6 seconds. But my gravity inverses and I go to the ceiling.
Okay.
And then at that point, I painfully hit the ceiling, just looking around like, no way. As, you know, it stops and I just straight to the ground, presumably making a loud crash.
Yeah. So a few things will happen here. As you guys are, first, what you do see, the man that you saw earlier, Simeon, he's just sort of like leaning against the wall there. He kind of waves at you guys, and he points at the door. He says, "Kid's been pretty quiet. I think he's having a good time in there." And as he says that, he hears the thump noise. Wow.
Quick
Other than that
question.
one,
Did he say not to go through this door to my left, or did he say just don't go through that door up there?
he was referring to this door right here.
Oh, okay, so he did say don't go through that one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll just stay in here then.
You all hear the thump. Yeah, it's up to you. He looks concerned. He goes over to the door and knocks on it. He says, "Everything all right in there?"
Yeah, I shout back. I'm like, oh no, I'm fine. I just yeah, no. I'm just figuring everything out, but I'm okay.
Okay. As you shout that back through the trapdoor, the door does open.
Oh shit! Here we go.
A large metal figure, fully in plate armor, steps through, and it looks down at you and it says, "Identify yourself."
And so this is just a huge armor-plated robot, right? Like that's what I'm looking at. Okay. I go, no way. And do I see this guy over here?
Yeah. So he's not in his wheelchair. There is an individual lying on the bed there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I focus on the robot right now.
It interrupts you, and it says, no way is not a recognized member, and it reaches out, gripping your shoulder tightly like a vice grip, and sort of pulling you out.
As he's pulling, I'm like, oh no, my name's Riley. My name's Riley.
It begins moving in this direction, not paying any attention to you. However, a weak voice comes from the bed, and it says, Vernon, is that you? Virgil, bring Vernon here.
No, I'm Riley, sir. Sorry if I woke you.
Virgil pauses for a moment and brings you back towards the bed, kind of pushing you right there. The man looks over at you and squints, and it says, Vernon, you're back. How are you, son?
No, sir. My name's Riley. I'm new here. And I just put out my hand to shake his hand.
You'll be coming back to the tinkering business?
No. I'm just very confused at this point. Looking at is Virgil, or I mean, I guess I wouldn't know the name, but is this evil robot just staring at me?
No, it still has his arm clamped on your shoulder, so that you can't really move.
Okay.
Yeah, it gives no sign as to what it's thinking at the moment.
Okay. No, sir. I don't.
At this point, the others would have come to the door. Vernon would have opened it.
Thank God.
He steps in, kind of hurrying. He says, "Virgil, stop. He's here. He's permitted to be here. You can let him go." Virgil looks back at Vernon, and drags Riley to the other side, and then lets go and kind of gives him a solid shove forward, kind of pushing him, and he moves in front of the bed. Well, anyway, that's Virgil, and my father is on the bed, as you can see.
When Riley's push over, Eris goes, "Kid, we left you alone for like 10 minutes and you already got the robot angry at you."
Ow. I'm rubbing my shoulder where Virgil was grabbing me. I didn't mean to. I didn't do anything wrong. I was just messing with the tinker stuff.
What is I think I interrupted Vernon. What was he saying?
No, he was just introducing his father on the bed there, and then Virgil.
Yeah, I do look to Vernon. Sorry, I really didn't mean to cause any trouble. I didn't think I broke any rules.
He shakes his head. He says, Virgil's been a little overprotective lately, and he kind of shoots Virgil a look, who doesn't respond. Virgil, it's fine. These three, they have the run of the house as far as I'm concerned. Obviously, your first priority is to protect the master, but you don't need to be suspicious of them as intruders at the very least. Virgil gives like one small nod and says, "Opinion acknowledged."
Hearing this, I turn to Virgil and I'm like, sorry if I scared you, robot Virgil man.
Yeah, it looks back at you, and it says, "This one does not feel fear."
Valid. Hey, can we take like a bathroom break? Because your girl's gotta go.
Sure. I kind of go.
Bathroom break!
Quick bio break.
That sounds like ad time for chat. Hey, you. Enjoy, everybody. Hey, but we do have some subs now, so some of y'all won't take an ad. Congratulations. What's up, Pepper? New dude. W ad breaks. See, the good thing is for you, Speed, you don't have an ad, so there you go. Listen, I'm just saying, Riley is finna be pumped as shit when he gets to tell y'all he has superpowers. Dun, 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 dun. Speed, you the goat. You the goat for real. Are you there, Greedy Poo?
Me?
So we're assassinating Robert tonight, right? Nope. No? No Robert assassination attempts? Wacko. Weird champ.
He can make me electric guitar. He's a valuable ally.
Bro, that's what I'm for. You don't need him.
So far, you've only gotten yourself caught and haven't made anything but fell. So
I was tinkering around. You know how it be. You know how it be out here. Us tinkerers just tinkering. Do, do, do. See, but the thing is, I fell upwards and downwards. So, value. Put Robert on a t-shirt real quick. Bro, what?
All right, back.
Yeah, I will say, like, Riley, while he was in there, his initial thing, I would have been, like, messing with the tools, seeing, like, what goes together, what they have to work with, and then that's when he got his premonition to be like, oh my god. So he did mess around with some tools, you know, not making anything in particular, but just
Okay, you
figuring
can
out what he can
investigate.
do.
Check with advantage.
Dun, 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 dun. Click, click.
Nice. It's a good roll.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Riley, the advantage of sort of being a child with this very elastic memory is that you aren't like super familiar with the tools in your own world, like the more advanced tools.
Yeah.
So it's not like you have a bunch of pre-built assumptions about how things work. So you're picking up all these tools, sort of testing them out, seeing what they do. There are like little notebooks, like there appears to be like a lot of like just little scraps and notes, apparently that Vernon wrote when he was younger.
Ooh, I definitely would have been
Remind me.
reading those, like to see if there's things to teach me stuff on how to use things and all that.
Yeah, and they are pretty useful. You do manage to decipher them pretty well.
Back.
Yeah, so you definitely do get the sense that you know, you're very excited to make some stuff
Okay.
now that you're a little bit more familiar.
Sweet. All right, what was the last thing that was kind of said? What did Virgil say to me whenever I...
He said that this one does not feel fear.
Oh,
Vernon
gotcha.
goes over and he clasps his father's hand as his father is kind of like looking around like hazily. He doesn't, yeah, I mean, as Riley may not have known this, but he does look like a sort of old man with dementia sort of thing.
Yeah, so does Vernon look, or I mean, can I roll an insight check on him too? I'm trying to see if he like looks pretty upset about this. Seeing
Okay.
him walk
You can
over and
make
like
an
hold his
insight
hand
check.
and stuff. Yeah.
And I roll an insight check.
Schmeep schmop.
Sure. The more the merrier. It's violent.
Rolls another 6.
Okay, 19 is a little better. Yeah,
Cool.
so you get the sense like Vernon, there's not a whole lot of warmth there. It's not, yeah,
Okay.
it looks to be more like, oh, he's playing a role right now. He's the dutiful son right now. He's
Okay.
trying to perform his duty as he understands it. That's more where this is coming from as opposed to like real compassion or affection.
Me seeing Vernon walk over, I just go, "Oh, hey, by the way, Vernon, he was he was like calling your name a lot. I don't know if he needed you or something, but he just kept saying your name a lot."
He's not doing so well. It's all right. This happens as anyone ages, and this has just come a little sooner than we would have hoped.
I would like to.
concern yourself over much.
I would like to apologize on Riley's behalf. Perhaps I could soothe the master with, well, some of my abilities. Perhaps put him back to sleep. We didn't mean to wake him up.
Vernon looks over. He says, "I appreciate the sentiment, but I don't think that's a good idea. Virgil, would you allow her to cast something on the master?" Virgil looks over, glances at Vernon, and says, "Only if she wishes to be destroyed afterwards."
Oh.
All right, we gotta kill Virgil.
My apologies, Virgil. I meant no offense.
It doesn't respond. Vernon says, like I said, Virgil, he wasn't terribly nice in the happiest of times, and these are not the happiest of times.
All within
Don't
20
worry. And to be clear, we've hired clerics out. They have been unable to help my father. I suppose that's why Philip is so desperate that he wants the amulet back.
Uh-huh.
At least Philip, for his fault in summoning us, is at least a kindred soul, it appears.
Vernon shrugs. He says, well, anyway, you've seen him. And unless you have particular questions for him, to be honest, I doubt he would be able to answer much of note. Unless there's something else in particular you wanted to see.
Oh no.
No, I'm okay. Like I said, I apologize. I didn't mean to scare anybody.
Eris nods to Riley and Rose and goes, "You guys have everything you'll need then? All the equipment you require?"
I
don't think we
I
can
turn
start
around.
with that.
I turn around. No, not by a long shot. There's so much to learn in there. There's so many notes and there's so many tools. There's so much to do.
You can make a charisma check, Riley. Just a straight charisma check.
All right. Check charisma. Yes, sir.
Okay.
So charismatic.
Vernon lets go of his father's hand. Says, "All right. The noise probably isn't the best. I can show you to the workers, the servants' quarters if you'd like. I suppose that's where you'll be sleeping."
Of course. And I kind of acknowledge to the door. We might want to close that before we leave. I don't want to walk over there and make Virgil mad.
Vernon looks over and says, Otis will take care of it in a minute, as soon as we leave.
Okay. Okay. Just leaves. I do walk up to. Did Simeon ever give me his name?
He would have introduced himself to you.
Yeah, I walk up. I'm like, sorry. I hope I don't get you in trouble, Mr. Simeon. I didn't mean to make so much noise. I found out I have superpowers, though.
He says, "Wow, that's cool, and don't worry about it. I kind of forgot that Virgil was there, to be honest. He was been around most of my life, and it's kind of a. Well, anyway, I'm glad you're okay. That was my bad. I should have warned you about that."
No, all good. I know to be extra quiet next time.
Well, I mean, it sounds like he should recognize you as not an intruder this time. If you do happen to make noise. Does Rose and Ray follow them out?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, Vernon would not leave until everyone.
Yeah. Rose is like, no, I'm just gonna stay here. I'm vibing.
Vernon opens the door here, sort of heading in. You see Simeon follows in as well. You see Philip, not even with the covers over him, just like laid out on the bed, strewn, snoring in the corner bed there. And Simeon sort of gestures around and says, "Feel free to take your pick. Not the most luxurious lodgings, but I think they'll do for you, at least for the moment." And Riley, was it?
Yeah.
There's more tinkerer's tools in here. That's where I kept a lot of the spares.
Oh, there's so many. Thank you. I immediately go in and start messing with stuff.
Well, in any case, Simeon and I were in the hotel in the town. We won't be here during the nights, but if you need us, we'll be around during the days.
Is it pretty late at this point?
Yeah, fairly. I mean, it's definitely nighttime outside.
Okay. Would we be hungry by now?
Probably not.
Okay. Never mind then. I'll just go.
Is there anything else you guys like to do in particular before heading to bed?
I would talk to Ray for a bit, try to get an idea of where she's from, or like what's her deal.
What's your deal?
So she can telepathically communicate with you. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, this wouldn't be out loud, not to bother the other two. We would just be talking to each other.
Is Philip, is he still asleep?
Oh yeah.
Okay, he's knocked out. Alright, fine. I'll fuck off and go find food.
Okay. In terms of speaking with Ray, he is. Well, I mean, I guess I will just voice her as an NPC, if that's what you prefer.
I mean, yeah, you can.
Okay. She says, I don't know entirely where I'm from. I do feel a strong sense of purpose, though. I don't think my body works the same way as yours. I don't require much food or rest or anything like that. I know I'm here and I'm supposed to protect you, and as you said, I enjoy the thought greatly of entertaining people with music. I think that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's literally enough for Rose. Rose, kind of if any of the inflictions that Ray gives off, and I can make an insight check, or a bit, um, I don't know if distraught's the word, but like kind of worried that she doesn't remember. Rose will like kind of sit next to her in bed and give her a hug and go, "We'll figure it out, Ray. No worries."
Ray nods. I'm not too worried. Like I said, I have a sense of purpose. I don't know if where I came from really has much to do with that. That said, I am a little concerned, as I think anyone might be. Eris, you come to the kitchen area. What would you like to do?
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Hold on, coughing fit. Cool. Does a robot turn to look at me when I come in?
Nope.
Cool. Yo, robot. Can I get some food, please?
It does turn towards you. It says, "This one is designated Lola."
Oh, that's all she's. Okay. Lola, my bro, can I get some food, please?
Yes, you may.
Yay! Heck yeah. Is she just allowed? Do I get free reign to the kitchen, or like?
She's still staring at you.
Uh-huh. You got any, like, cooked meat around here? Like, what do I got access to, Lola? You're the boss here.
Please designate an order.
Oh, Jesus. I gotta think of food to order. A steak, medium rare, side of mashed potatoes.
Specify meat.
Jesus Christ. Venison.
Confirmed. Order prepared in approximately 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Heck yeah. All right. I'll see you in 10 minutes, Lola. Thanks.
We need to put Yo Robot Dude on a t-shirt.
No. Don't do that to me.
10 minutes later, Lola delivers she seeks, if you aren't there already, she seeks you out and delivers your food to you.
Yeah. I'll be chilling in the room.
Is this a table right here, by the way? Kind of where Eris is walking by?
No, it is a fountain.
Oh, okay. Ah, gotcha, that makes sense.
Heck yeah.
Steak. So Eris chomps down, I suppose, her meal, depositing the dishes just on the floor. Is there anything? Is Riley doing things before he goes to bed?
I'd imagine Riley right now is doing the good old kid maneuver of like working to the point of crashing, and just like falling asleep in the chair in there. And I would like to, wanting to mess with his magic but trying to be quiet, does try to craft his unseen servant, and poofs him into existence and asks him to help him until he falls asleep. Just crashes. So,
you can make a investigation check.
Okay.
Or actually, I'm sorry. No, this would be a I'll say. No, I'll say this will be a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
With advantage. Okay, you're clearing these checks quickly.
Let's go.
Yeah, so having determined like the basics of the tools, you're able to start using them, and you're now like you're in the very much like the craft a dozen things until you finally make one that works sort of
Yes.
stage.
Okay.
And you do successfully make your first item, whatever that might have
Let's
been.
go. Okay, I'm pumped.
Yeah, and at a certain point though, you do crash and fall asleep.
All right, fair enough.
In the morning, Eris, Rose, and Ray, you guys all say wake up at around the same time. Or rather, Ray didn't actually go to sleep.
Ray just stood there ominously.
Yeah. She sort of sits down like a yoga, like meditative pose as you guys are sleeping. Yeah, so Rose and Eris, you guys kind of wake up at around the same time as the sun streams through the windows.
Do we all long rest?
Yeah, you may.
Yeah,
My spell's back.
I get up. I look over at Philip. How's the homie doing?
He's still passed out on the bed.
I look over at Eris and shrug my shoulders and go, I'm not waking him up. And I'll look for Riley in the last place I saw him.
Yeah, go ahead and make a dex save. Rose, please make a dex save.
Listen, if you do walk in there, I am just like on the little stool, slumped over the desk.
Yeah, as you open the door, a number of items are shifted, and a particularly sharp tool sort of like falls towards you. You manage to dodge out of the way before it hits you. You see Riley sort of over the desk snoring like a little snot bubble, coming in and out of his nostril. There does appear to be like a strange item on the desk before him, like in his hands.
Can I examine
it? Sure.
I was like, I'm not holding it tightly. I just kind of have my hand over it. You could definitely just like slide it out, so he's not protecting it.
Okay, you kind of like looked from side to side. I mean, you get a sense of it, but he is kind of covering a fair amount of it with his hand at the moment.
Okay. I tap him on the shoulder. Hey, wake up, sleepyhead.
Hey. Oh, hi, Miss Rose.
Yeah, fell asleep at the desk.
Yeah. What time is it?
Time for the day to start, my darling.
Okay. I turn and I imagine like I'd kind of knock my thing off the desk. Like and I grab and pick it up and I'm like, look what I made.
What is it?
I mean, you wouldn't really know, but it is for meta's sake, a shock generator. You basically see like a tiny little thing that looks like you could kind of like fit a hand in it, and every now and then it kind of like sparks a little bit.
Ah, well, yeah, looks very innovative. And I'll step out of the room.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I will follow.
Well, I just wanted to make sure you were okay. Me and Ray are gonna go get food. And Eris, if you want to join, Riley.
Oh yeah, I would love food. Good morning, Miss Eris.
Oh god, morning. Oh god. Not a morning person.
Oh, that's okay, understandable. I'm a little tired myself.
Hey, yeah. To the kitchen.
Ray comments to you as you guys are leaving Rose. I'm glad I wasn't assigned to protect Riley. I think that would be a very difficult task.
Unfortunately, that burden falls on my shoulders, Ray.
Lola, bestie, we're here for more food.
Oh, good morning, Lola. Being very excited.
Good morning. Designate orders.
Eris nods at Riley. You first, kid.
Oh, and I kind of look around. I mean, like anything?
Limited menu selection.
Oh, okay. Oh wow, there's so many choices. Do y'all have cereal here?
Cereal, grains.
He kind of looks kind of confused. Just grains in a bowl?
You expect them to have tricks here? Oh, yeah, Eris wouldn't know that. Never mind.
Confirmed.
Okay.
Or other preparation types.
Yeah. Can y'all make like a chocolatey cereal?
Order accepted.
Oh, this is so cool.
Chocolate in a bowl.
I,
Syrup?
I turn to you two. Oh my god, what are you gonna order?
Okay, I guess I'll go. Lola, I'll have a steak again, like last night.
Order confirmed.
I lean over to Rose. She's eating a steak for breakfast?
You're damn right I am, kid. It's all we had back in my world.
Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to offend you. It's just no, I'm not used to that.
She's strange, but I'm just going with it. Lola, I would like a coffee and some. Do you guys have waffles here?
Oh, waffles are so good.
Order confirmed.
The hell's a waffle?
Oh, you haven't had a waffle? Oh, you have to try a waffle, Eris. You have to try a waffle.
No, why would I try something with such a stupid name?
It's okay.
Estimated order time, 15 minutes.
Oh, of course. Thank you, Lola. And I turn back to Eris. No, trust me. It's really good. It might sound silly, but I promise you. Miss Lola, is there tables somewhere?
Kitchen, or rather, dining table in other room, and it points in this direction.
Oh, perfect. Do we just wait in there?
Confirmed.
All right.
What's good Evelyn doing?
Oh, she would not be here at the moment. I left her there for last night.
I was like, she's been there all
forgot
night,
about
poor thing.
Is
Yeah,
there... So what's going on in this room? Is it pretty much just dining tables, or is there, like, drawers or anything to, rummage through?
Yeah, I mean, there are things to
Books.
rummage through. For the most part, the tables, and a bunch of, like, very well-set plates, perfectly ordered, with the chairs nicely lined up.
I would go sit down for, like, 3 minutes, and then get bored and stand up and go try to dig through something.
Okay. Sure, let's see, so... Eris... Actually, all you guys can make perception checks.
Wow. Oh,
Shoo!
god damn.
Ray got that vision.
Okay. So, Ray informs you, Rose. She says, those individuals that we heard earlier, they're in the other room. I hear music, and, well, I don't think it's a good idea to open that door right now.
Very well.
Open the door.
Ray, I mean, she might not literally gesture, but you know the one that she's talking about, Rose.
Yeah.
Do I hear anything?
Sorry, you got a 21. Yeah, you do hear the sounds of music and laughter and other things you cannot necessarily identify.
Okay. And then in the room, do I notice any books or anything books or drawers or anything like that?
I'll say not in this particular room.
Okay. Well, with
Yeah,
nothing else to
there's
entertain
just a
myself.
fireplace. It's a fairly barren room. There's a fireplace. There's a statue in the corner. There's like some minor artworks along the windows, things like that.
Okay. Having, I guess I see Ray walk over there, having heard it as well, and I walk over and I'm like, "Oh, do you hear that too, Ray?"
I talk from from sitting on the chair and goes, best not to enter it right now, Riley.
Oh, we just don't like having fun here, I guess. I just sit down in my chair, just like fiddling with the utensils.
All right, and 15 minutes passes, more quickly for some perhaps than others. Lola does come through. She delivers Eris her steak first,
Oh yeah.
and then she sets before Riley a large bowl of what appears to be sort of a brown liquid with something in it.
Can I give it a little sniff check?
Sure, you can make a perception check.
All right. Oh, I'm wasting my
It
good rolls.
smells very sweet.
Ooh. I smell the sweetness and I grab my spoon and dig in.
Okay. It definitely does not taste like cereal. It tastes kind of like a mixture, some sort of like oatmeal dessert type thing.
Okay.
Not terribly well made, but the ingredients are all there, and it is very, very sweet at the end of the day.
Okay. He'll take it.
Lola delivers.
Thank you, Miss Lola.
Rose's,
She walks
Coffee
off.
and waffles.
Yeah. Steaming pot of coffee. She delivers you like a pot and 2 mugs to go along with it. And what appears to be a pretty like earth-like set of waffles and a small like little cup of syrup.
All right. I take a bite of the waffles.
Okay. They taste quite good. If you do this with the syrup or no?
Yeah.
Okay. The syrup does taste a little unusual to you. It tastes kind of like it's supposed to be like their equivalent of maple syrup, but it doesn't have the same sort of flavor. You're not entirely sure what sort of syrup it's from, but it's definitely not from maple trees.
But it is like good, or at least edible.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's unusual. It depends on Rose's particular tastes. Yeah.
I pour 2 coffees and I walk over and hand one to Ray.
Ray takes it and kind of like she's looking at you to see what you do with it first.
And I go like this, and then I drink I like blow on it a little bit. And I specifically go, you gotta wait for it to not be too hot, and then I take a sip.
Okay. As you're like doing these movements, you're blowing out and stuff. She mirrors your movements like exactly as you're doing them. Like if you were looking at the mirror in a mirror.
Yeah.
And she takes a sip. She says, "Is it good?"
I quite like it.
Oh, okay. She grins and sort of takes another sip.
I tell it, catching on, I go, well, might as well try this, and I take a bit of like a piece of the waffle, and I go, okay, close your eyes and open your mouth.
She does so.
And then I put the waffle in and go, okay, now bite down and eat.
She begins chomping down, having seen you eat earlier. She swallows and she says, "Was that good?"
Well, I'll find something that that you like eating, one way or another.
Okay. I mean, I think it's fine. Okay.
And I just I sit down with the other 2 and just proceed to eat. But let her keep the coffee mug and stuff if she wants to drink it. It makes it feel
As
better.
Riley is eating his cursed cereal, Eris is just staring at it with disgust, like, kid, what the hell are you eating?
As
No way! I refuse to believe that's regular breakfast from your world.
I'm spooning in like bites because it's very sweet. I'm like, well, no, it is definitely a little different, but it's still really sweet. And I mean,
You kind of see his like hands jittering a little bit.
God.
How is your breakfast steak?
Breakfast steak. It's fantastic. Tastes way better than the steaks back at home.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, we'll definitely need to introduce you to some other types of food, but steaks are still good.
I don't know about that. If all your food's got as stupid names as waffle, I'm not going anywhere near it.
Okay. And Riley like
This-
slams the spoon down, like in his hand. Oh,
Does
go ahead.
Rose, she still has like the waffle in front of her?
Yeah.
Eris is like looking at the waffle and is like, why does that circle have so many squares in it?
I pay it. Never mind.
Yeah, I slam my hand down with the spoon. I'm like, I will not take this waffle slander. Miss Rose, would you mind letting Eris try a bite of your waffle?
Eris shakes her head like, no, it's fine. And she seems to
Unfortunately,
take-
we both have to be open-minded to each other's taste, Riley and Eris. I will continue eating my waffle, and if she would like a waffle, she can try it, but she does not appear to want to.
Okay. She keep eating your breakfast steak, I guess. And he'll keep eating his just sugar-filled nonsense.
Ray sort of steps forward and offers the mug to Riley.
Oh no.
I look up. Oh, is that coffee? And I grab it and immediately just like grab it and take a sip. Well, first off, is it too hot? Because I won't think about it and I will just sip. Or at this point, is it cooled down enough?
If you're taking like a gulp of it, it might be too hot. If you're taking a sip, you should be fine.
Okay, yeah, it was just a sip. And I put it down. I'm like, oh my dad always told me I couldn't have any coffee. It's so cool that we can drink it in this world. And then I proceeded to continue taking sips in moderation, having felt the temperature.
Ray looks over at you, Rose, and says, "Oh, it is good. Look at that."
It's quite good. Good job, Ray. I'm proud of you.
She grins, very pleased with herself.
Is this just straight black coffee?
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. I put the coffee down about halfway through what was left. You know, this would be a lot better if it was a little sweeter. It's like kind of gross. Like it's okay. I don't know why my dad drank it so much.
And it's the only proper way to drink coffee. Maybe you just haven't grown into it yet.
There's no way to make this taste even a little different.
Not in any proper sense, no.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll hold off on the coffee then. It's kind of bitter.
Would you like to try it, Eris?
Eris looks at the mystery brown liquid and goes, I'll pass. Thanks for the offer, though.
Oh, well, more for me.
I was gonna say, so does this guy walk by while they're talking?
Yeah. He usually gives you guys like a look, and then just keeps walking.
Does he make eye contact with Riot, like with me at any point?
No.
Okay.
I mean, if anyone is looking at him, they can make an insight or perception check. If not, he'll just walk by.
I would be.
Yeah,
Not that I would say anything.
I would have looked at him. I'm not inciting anything though. Yes, sir. There's my
Let
one.
me give it a shot.
There's my one. I was waiting for that.
Okay. Eris is the only. All right. So Eris, he kind of like he paid no attention to Riley at all. He appears to be a very lewd man, mostly interested in the females of the group.
So did Riley look excited when he passed by, like excited to meet a new person?
No, not particularly.
Okay.
Riley was trying to get it. Riley tries to get a feel of people, at least to some extent.
Okay.
And seeing as he
Good.
couldn't really tell what he was thinking, he didn't say anything.
I guess Eris just makes a face of disgust and doesn't really say anything then.
You hear him like in the distance ordering something from Lola,
Uh,
and then sort of stomping back through.
Do you
no.
do you make a noise, Eris? Like do you like scoff or anything, or do you just make a face?
Yeah, sure. I'll scoff and make a face.
Okay. Yeah, I turn. I'm like, oh, do you know him?
No, but I know people like him, and that's bad enough.
Oh, okay. I'll just go back to Eden.
Back to Eden,
You
I
guys
remember.
finish your meals. Riley's stomach probably being a little sick by the end.
Half a cup of coffee and a bowl of chocolate, baby.
Hell yeah.
To be clear, there was, like I said, there's the oatmeal and the chocolate as well.
Yes, yes.
But yeah,
Get that
is the
fiber.
only thing that's sort of keeping you from just throwing up at that point. Lola eventually comes through with several large platters of food, entering the room here and then leaving soon after.
When she comes in, oh wait, she went in there. Just kidding. Does she come back through?
Yeah, she does.
Okay. When she's coming back through, Miss Lola, do y'all have anything for tummy aches?
Aw.
I think I had a
Designate
bit
order.
too much chocolate. What'd she say?
Designate order.
Oh, what does my mom always eat? Tums?
Comes not on the menu.
Oh,
Lola, if we could get a carbonated drink, please. Like carbonated water.
Order received. Preparation
Wait, wait.
time approximately 1 minute.
And Lola, with Sublime in it, please.
Order modified. Approximating time still 1 minute.
I look to Rose. Does that help tummy aches?
It's probably the best thing they have.
Oh, fair
Or
enough.
If anything, the best thing we know they have.
Lola comes back after a minute. Eris and Rose, you guys would have had more of a view of this than others. The method of carbonation appears to be taking a bottle, closing it, and shaking it really, really hard.
So
Nice.
funny.
Perfect.
It puts the bottle on the table and retreats.
I look at Rose. So do I just drink that?
I guess I pour myself some.
And drink it first.
Okay. It tastes surprisingly okay. The sense of carbonation, you're not entirely sure how they must have added some CO2 to it in some way, but you're not sure exactly how.
Yeah, I hand it over to Riley, and I'm like, yeah, it should help.
Okay, I'll give it a shot then. And I go ahead and grab it and hesitantly take a few sips.
Probably not Riley's favorite thing. It's not sweet.
Yeah, no.
But it does settle your stomach a little bit.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I can brush break.
All right. Bum 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 bum.
Maynard sort of steps in and takes a seat next to you guys. He says, howdy, folks. How are you feeling? How's everyone feeling this morning?
I would assume he does not have his backpack on.
He does have his backpack on.
Oh, he does? Okay. Second question. Do my clothes, do they have a pouch on them or anything?
You could have grabbed a pouch.
Okay. Yeah, inside the room I would have grabbed a pouch to keep my shock generator in. And seeing Maynard sit down and be like, Mr. Maynard, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Maynard is fine.
Oh, okay. Look at this. And I pull out my shock generator and like slam it on the table. Like I probably stayed up a little later than I should have, but it's really cool.
Okay. Mind if I sort of take it apart a little bit, take a closer look?
Yeah, please do. And I kind of push it to him.
Okay.
If this man breaks my shock generator, I mean, we are throwing hands on sight.
Much
Okay.
better with this than the haircut.
Yeah. He, with the help of his arms, slowly kind of takes it apart. Not completely apart, but enough to sort of get a look at it. He says, oh, well, the circuitry here is, well, it's quite an unorthodox usage of the... He sort of leans back in his chair, fairly impressed. He says, well, I can see why the master is considering you taking on another apprentice. My goodness, I wish I was this skilled at your age. Be a little further along in my career if I was.
Oh, thank you, Maynard. That means so much coming from you.
No. Yeah, I'm happy to, the new generation, I'm happy to provide a little bit of insight and encouragement along the path that we've chosen. And pats you on the back with one of his robot arms.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I hope to improve on it a little bit. There's still something I want to try with it.
Sure. I was going to ask if you wanted to come over to the workshop today. On account of the master being ill and whatnot, I've just been working on my own projects, and frankly, I could use a break, and I did promise to show you around.
Oh, please, I would love to help you with whatever, and it gets kind of cramped in the like closet thing that I'm in.
Oh, I suppose you were working with Vernon's old tools.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think I have a bit more of a comprehensive amount of things, at least in terms of tools. The resources here in the house, though, are quite extensive. Uh, did you happen to get Lady Nora's permission to open the more rare stocks?
Oh, no. Have we talked to her?
I don't think Riley has.
No, that's right. It was just them two. That's right. No, I actually haven't met her yet. So I don't know if she would let me or not.
Well, okay. I mean, I have a decent supply at my place, but Miss Nora does have the keys to the more extensive stock that the master kept up inside the house.
Gotcha. I'll have to try to find her later.
Oh god.
That can only go wrong.
Maybe I should talk to. Well, actually, I don't think that she. He looks over at Eris and Rose and says, "Maybe one of you two could talk to her."
Eris grimaces and goes, "Oh, I'd rather not do that ever again."
Do you say that?
Yeah.
Okay. I turn. I'm like, oh, you've met her?
Yeah, and just so you know, kid, she's not a fan of children.
Oh well, maybe she appreciates some good intellect.
Maybe. You know what? Give it a shot. I'll cheer you on.
As you're saying this, there's a large belch, and then the door opens, and Nora walks through.
Hell yeah.
Mostly clothed.
Nice.
She kind of looks over in disgust at everyone at the table, and she says, "You guys are still here?"
Oh, I turned to Maynard real quick, like kind of as an aside. I'm like, is that her?
Maynard, like he's like he's very busy with whatever's on the table right now, and he nods, not really looking in that direction. He says, "Yes, that's Miss Nora."
Okay, I grab my shock generator, and I go ahead and step up.
Oh no!
And I put my hand out, and I'm like, "Hello, Miss Nora. My name's Riley."
What do you want, really?
Oh well, I've heard that you yourself are a tinkerer. I actually am too, and I heard you had access to maybe some better tools or resources, and I wanted to see if you'd let me try them out. And I can prove my worth to you. And I pull out my shock generator. I made this in just a night.
You can make a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Roll higher.
One of the few things I'm not good at.
No check.
Nah, I'm not great at persuasion.
Riley doesn't. Ooh.
He's not persuasive. He's a little kid. He's not very persuasive.
Nora steps forward. This is too early in the morning for this. She takes the shock gauntlet, and sort of like lazily like gestures in the air with it. Says, "Wow, that's very impressive. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's something, all right." And she hands it back to you and kind of like moves on.
I call out at about the second step. Actually, no, I would say right at the first step if she's walking away. This will be important. Oh, excuse me. So is that a no?
She looks back at you and she says, "Kid, I'll tell you what. I'll do you a favor. I will not give you access to the resources that you could definitely kill yourself with. I'm so generous."
Oh, I don't think it's. Yeah, I won't do it yet. Okay. Riley does look upset and kind of says, like, mumbles as an aside as she's walking away. Probably smarter than you are. And I go sit back down.
You can make a charisma check with advantage.
All right. A little better.
Oh, better.
Maynard, who kind of, like I said, he was suddenly very busy doing something else.
Yes, of course.
He sort of looks over at you, and Eris and Rose, you guys kind of see him like gather up his courage, and he says, "Oh, just a moment, Riley. Here, give me the shock gauntlet." And he puts out a hand.
Yeah, I grab it. Okay. Just hand it to him.
And he says, "All right, let me go talk to her for a moment." And he quickly almost runs off before he loses his courage.
Loses the courage.
He will make a persuasion check.
And all it took was Riley getting sassy.
So you see him talking increasingly with all four of his robot arms making gestures, looking very animated and nervous, and Nora just sort of glaring at him the whole time. By the end of it, though, she shrugs, and Maynard quickly moves back into the kitchen, sitting down again. He says, "All right, Riley," and he holds out the shock gauntlet and the other hand, looking to hand you something.
Okay. I grab the shock gauntlet and reach for the other hand.
He lets the keys fall into your hand. 3 different keys of different sizes. He says, "Miss Nora has kindly given you access to the personal stock.
Wow.
She did have a condition, though.
Okay.
She wants you to make something that will impress her, and she gave you 3 days to do it. And if you don't, well, I'm sure you'll come up with something. I'm confident in you."
Oh, I will. I do love a good challenge like this. Thank you so much, Maynard. And Riley will go out for a hug, and go to give him a little hug.
Yeah, Maynard, somewhat surprised, but clearly he's a very, genial guy. He gives Riley a little hug back, all 4 of the robot arms wrapping around.
Yes!
Sort of patting you on the head. He says, "Oh, don't worry. Like I said, we're kindred spirits, you and I, Riley, and the world, they haven't decided to show their full appreciation of my contributions, but between you and I, I'm sure it's only a matter of time."
Oh, yeah. I mean, gotta start by showing her, how good we can be.
Right. He looks like his face kind of pales. He says, I really hope you come up with something, but I'm sure you will.
Oh, I got it. Don't you worry, Maynard.
Nora comes back into the room and she says, "Well, kid, best of luck. And if you blow yourself up, do it in a part of the house that I'm not at."
Understood. So, Maynard, just to make sure, where is this room exactly?
He shrugs and he says, "Well, Nora's kind of put the chests in various areas. There's not really a rhyme or reason to it, at least none that I can discern. Here, you and I together, though, and maybe the tour of my workshop, will have to wait for a little bit. We'll see what we can do here. And frankly, the supplies here with Nora, they're better than what I have at my workshop."
Yeah, we can always grab it and bring it to your workshop, right?
It's a bit of a walk. I think staying here, it's okay. We can just use the tools that, if we need something, I can always get it.
Okay.
We can use Vernon's old tools, though.
All right, understood. And I turn to Eris and Rose. Do we need to do anything else today? Or is this something I can focus on?
I will attempt to speak with Nora. That's my goal for the day.
You brave soul.
Oh, I don't back down from a intellectual challenge.
It will not be a very intellectual challenge, that conversation.
Oh, I wish you the best then, I guess.
I wish you the best. Don't get yourself blown up, kid.
I'll be fine. I've taken a few scratches and burns.
Right.
If you're done with your breakfast, young master, perhaps we'd better get started.
Yes, of course. And I will grab whatever's left in that bottle, the carbonated stuff, walking off with it, following him. Tirana, thanks again, Rose, and Eris, please try something besides steak.
Nope.
All right. With Maynard kind of chosen as the 3 options available to you for potential people to help, You set off and begin tinkering in Vernon's old rooms. Um, Maynard and you wander the place whenever, and he is explaining things to you constantly. That is one thing that he's good at. He is fairly knowledgeable about the various resources and tools, and he's pretty good at explaining. However, you do get the sense he's not quite as skilled as the siblings are in
Gotcha.
terms of what he can actually make. So he's a little more reliant on you to come up with good ideas and to deal with the more complicated applications of like the wiring process
Yeah.
and things of that nature. Um, However, you can spend the day with him. Um, yeah, we'll do about like a day little time skip here. So Rose, you wanted to speak with Nora during the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's up to you. You can either approach her in the other room, or you can wait until she comes out again.
I would wait until the moment arises. I would not search it.
That's probably a good idea. She comes out again eventually. Two men, kind of one. Her arms are wrapped around both of them.
That's so
and
funny.
goes around.
What a champ.
She looks over at you. I suppose I don't know if Eris would still be there. This would be a little bit later.
Oh, yeah, no.
Is there anything that Eris would like to do during the day?
Not really. Philip's still knocked out, huh?
Yeah, he would have woken up at around noon.
Okay.
If there's something in particular you want to talk to him about.
You can do Rose's stuff first.
Okay.
As I hear Nora walking, like to the door,
I say to myself, my voice will be your guide each day.
through the fray you'll find your way, and I will cast guidance on myself.
That's funny. Okay. All right. And Ray kind of gives you like a supportive like pat on the back, and she sort of puff her chest out, trying to look impressive. Nora steps through, like I said, with her eye candy on either side, and I don't know if like Rose at least they are very handsome men, for whatever that's worth.
Hey,
Nora looks over at you and says, what were you were the musician, right? What do you want? I can tell when people want things from me.
Well, I was curious on your technical ability. I look at both of the guys around her. Never fancied them too much.
Nora snorts and she says, wave hi to the nice lady men. And they both wave at you obediently.
Woof woof.
She says, well, not too much going on upstairs, but they make up for it in other ways. What did you want?
I was curious. Back in my world, there was a musical instrument that would take at this point I like stand up from the chair. That would take a tremendous amount of skill to play. I was wondering if you had that in this world, or if someone of your talent could make it.
Why would I want to help you with that?
It depends. What do you want from me?
She kind of narrows her gaze. She says, I find it difficult to imagine that you'd be of any use to me. I have basically everything that I could possibly want or need.
I have yet to see a musician around here.
That is the only thing that is of some interest to me. You say that this instrument requires a great amount of skill and that you need my help to make it. There aren't many instruments that tinkerers tend to make. What is... describe it for me.
Well, let me do this in a way that appeases her.
Will I describe a guitar?
I mean, if you don't want to, you can also like say that Rose describes it as best she can, like technically speaking. You don't have to literally.
Yeah, she would be very knowledgeable in how it works, with like her experience from it. Mainly naming the like the guitar would, I imagine there's something similar to that, but then kind of mentioning like the sound system of like having an amp and like more gain and more treble on certain like on dials on it, and then having like a riff and like a pedal and all that stuff.
Okay. You can make an intelligence check with advantage, as you describe this as best you can. Because I mean, Rose, as knowledgeable as she is, like you don't necessarily. Okay, well, um, yeah,
That would be
you
that would be
managed.
an extra D4 to that.
Sure. Oh, that's a good point. No,
I
actually,
think you
roll that because
can.
that does matter.
I was gonna say you can save it. I think if there's gonna be another check.
20.
Hits 20.
Can
Unnatural
you
20.
save guidance? I thought it, like you had to use it. Maybe not.
Is it the first one? I think you can do it when you use it. I don't know. I may be wrong.
I don't recall.
I just forgot to add the D4 to the little like add to roll thing.
It is
Oh,
one
okay.
ability check of its choice, so you can choose when to use it.
Oh, there you go. With an unnatural 20, though, that actually does matter here. Nora actually becomes a little bit curious, and she starts like asking questions, probing more into more and more detail. As you surmise, there are stringed instruments in this world. Obviously, it's more the sound system, the conversion from electricity into sound that she's more interested in.
Yeah, and I would throw in some fibs in there of like just trying to make it sound like to where like the amp is usually a speaker outside of it, but I'd be like it's like a speaker inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to get a little bit more bang for the buck.
Sure. By the end of it, she nods slowly. She says, "Well, you're the first Outworlder I've ever met, but there have been tales of Outworlders with technologies and techniques unused in this world. I don't know. This could be an interesting challenge to make something like this. Typically, recorded sound is all done through magic and crystalline structures. That's how they do their recordings over there at the college. Doing it through electricity, though.
It always seemed to me that when things are done, or at least broadcasted through means like that, it never really captured my quality.
I'll tell you what, Rose. Maybe we could make a deal. I want my father's amulet.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I want to be the one who returns it to him. So, if you come back, when you come back, with the amulet, you'll give it to me. I will stride into my father's room, and I will return it to him. He will see my lovely face above his bed, and he will realize who the true child who loves him is.
Can I make an insight check to see if she strives for some sort of admirance from her father?
I don't know why you're wanting to roll an insight check here.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine why you want
Go
that.
for it. I don't know. All right. I mean, I guess you could roll it. Okay. 20.
Oh,
all right, so
nice.
What questions are you interested in here?
Huge.
One, to see how devious she's coming across. In terms of like, I can tell there's a family drama behind it, but I'm curious if she means like ill intent with this, as well as is she the type of person that is like striving to gain acceptance from her father and not to word a bit better, is it like a need for acceptance,
Daddy issues,
or a like a need to prove herself, or just like I want to be the top dog and not necessarily so much caring about the dad?
Okay, so with the 20, it gets kind of complicated because there's still like a limit to like how much you can get in terms of her intentions. I'll say, yeah, she does. She more wants to like, you get the sense like she's interested in like towering over her father, showing her father that she doesn't need him. She's a lot better. She's much better than him. Not really a sense to prove, more like a sense to humiliate. More a desire for that. And she does seem legitimately upset that she can't do that right now because, you can't humiliate a guy with dementia. He has no idea what's going on. There is, I'll say with the 20, there is definitely like a nefarious, like, undertone to things. Maybe not like she's not like directly lying to you, but she's definitely not like telling the full reason why she wants the amulet either.
How tall is she?
She's a solid and flat 6 foot.
I
Oh,
see.
damn.
Taller than me. Very well. I look her and go, I believe for a reward such as this, the instrument. I believe I can get a little bit more than just the instrument.
Oh, really? That's amazing. What else could you get?
Well, any information and or help that you could provide us would be ideal. Granted, the instrument is the main thing I require.
She kind of rolls her eyes and she says, I gave your little child thing, the Tinkerer boy, access to my resources. I suppose I could craft you something that might help you survive. I guess that's in my interest as well if I want the amulet. Um, I don't know. Do you want weapons or something like that? I don't know what it is you are interested in.
I look her up and down and go. I look her up. I look her up and down, and then I look myself up and down and go. Well, it seems that you are quite. Uh, you are either quite skilled with armor, or you have someone that is. I understand she's like half undressed, but she was fully dressed earlier.
She is fully dressed at the moment.
Okay, never mind.
I mean, she's always kind of scantily, like, she's not terribly dressed. However, she kind of narrows her eyes and she says, "Yes, armor smith, blacksmith. It's the most boring type of tinkering, but I can do it. What do you want exactly?"
And I give her like a kind of brief description of what my token actually looks like. Granted, I want it to be medium armor in terms of metal. I won't exactly choose unless maybe I can roll a persuasion to exactly choose, but that one I will leave up to your discretion. I know asking for exact things might be a bit
Yeah,
more.
you can go and make a persuasion check.
Okay, perfect. All right, two things coming up with this persuasion check. One, Ray has an evolution called Adorable
Here we go.
that gives her advantages on persuasion and performance checks. Could her looking adorable help me with this?
Um, Unfortunately, no. Generally, I probably will be giving you advantage, but Nora would find her more of a threat than than like appreciate her.
So now you have disadvantage.
No, I'll just say it's a straight roll. I will say, do bring that up in the future because it will be effective on like most people. Just that would not be effective on Nora.
Okay. 8.
Not bad though. 15.
Yeah, 15. Says, all right, I guess we can work out something. I hate working. Fine. This works for me. I can trust you, can't I, magician lady? You'll be true to your word.
I was not known for being a liar and helping rebellious children against their parents is a thing I'm very common with.
Okay. Is Rose being truthful at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay. Nora nods and shrugs, and she says, all right. I will say, in the unlikely event that you do betray me, obviously there are going to be consequences, but we don't need to get into that. We're best of buddies now, aren't we?
Well, let's not push it too far. Acquaintances that have a similar goal.
She grins with all of her teeth. Wolf-like.
And then I go, I consider you delightfully competent.
All right. Off to work it is then. Boys, she lets them go, snaps her fingers, and points back to the room. And they both head back inside. Okay. I don't know how long. I gave Maynard 3 days. I don't know if he'll be taking that long. In any case, this should take me, I don't know, an afternoon or something like that. At least for the armor. This other thing. I'll be coming back to you with questions if I need to.
Very well.
Okay. Eris, yeah, was there something you'd like to do during the day?
I mean, honestly, not really.
Okay. Just wanders around, chills out. Okay, so we'll roll checks then. Riley, what are you trying to? What's your goals
Okay.
right now in terms of what you're trying to make?
So, inferring her, right? She keeps talking about. Well, I don't know. I have two options. I don't know how like creative I'm allowed to be, and or what I have in terms of like what I have available.
You have a lot available
A
to you
lot
at the moment.
available. Okay. Um. Hmm. Okay. I think in this case, because she keeps well. Okay, can I only make the stuff that like I know how to make right now? What is my kind of restrictions here?
You can go for whatever you want to go
Anything?
for.
Okay. I guess in this case, I would try to come up with something to surprise her. So I would like to try to make a ordinary walking stick out of the crafting guide, which requires a hand crossbow, a quarterstaff, and 3 parts.
Okay. Uh, you are able to either find or fashion all of those things.
Okay. It is a DC 14 6 hours, and so I think I'd have to hit 3 DC 14 checks if I understand how it works.
Um,
Unless you're going to do like some kind of custom check thing for it.
no, I'm fine with that. I mean yeah. So with Maynard helping you, and that is something that it sounds like he would actually be able to help you with pretty
So
effectively.
Maynard helping me also does using my unseen servant help here because I'm trying really hard to impress her. So I would use like all 3 of my spell slots to get my unseen servant to like grab tools, bring them around.
Your unseen servant probably would not be too useful in this case because Maynard's arms kind of serve that
Do that.
function.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
So you can make your. What types of checks does it say? What types of checks it is?
It's tinkering. So I think it would be tinkering tool checks.
You're
Which,
proficient in
yeah, I'm
tools, right?
proficient in that. Yeah.
Okay. I'll say you can add your intelligence modifier to it as well.
Also, I know usually for crafting, it's D20 intelligence tinkerers is like the normal crafting rules.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay, you can go ahead and make your checks.
Okay. Do I get advantage at all or no? Plus...
You'll get to if you fail one of them, you'll get to reroll one of them.
Okay. So I'm getting intelligence check plus my proficiency.
Yeah.
All right. Bang. Please, I pray. Intelligence check plus 2. Bang. Oh my god, please. I've never wanted to hit something more in my life. Let's go.
More for the nat 20 though?
Oh, feels good.
Yeah.
one more try for it.
By the end of the 6 hours, you do have a functioning
Ordinary. It's called an ordinary walking stick.
Ordinary stick.
Yeah, it's basically just a walking stick where there's a little like hidden dial you can twist, and it pops out as a light crossbow inside of the stick. So it acts as a quarterstaff and a hand crossbow like simultaneously.
Okay. Maynard, having seen you finish it, he says, "Well, that's certainly something, all right. I'm not a huge fan of making, weapons and things like that, but it might impress Nora. She is a definitely more violent sort."
Yeah, she kind of seemed that way, and she said she wanted a surprise, so I thought this was a fun way to do it.
You might be right. If you play it just right, play to her expectations at first, and then surprise her. Yeah, no, this could work. Good idea. That's a good idea.
Riley loves the fact that he is like complimenting him, gassing him up a little bit. He's like, "Oh, yeah, thank you."
Well, if this is what we're going with, perhaps we should seek her out now. She gave us 3 days, but if we do it in one, that might impress her even more.
Oh no, yeah, that was part of my plan. Was I wanted to impress her in a shorter amount of time.
All right, let's go find her then. And you and Maynard seek the manor, or go through the manor seeking her. You do eventually find her, surprisingly working at something herself. She's kind of like cleared out there used to be gaming tables here. She's kind of cleared that
Oh,
everything off
yes,
the
sir.
tables, and she has like basically a mini what appears to be like a mixture between like a forge area and like blacksmith area. There is a gleaming fire crystal that is currently heating up some metal that she's like looking over. She has little goggles over her eyes. When you enter, though, she stops and looks over and she says, "Oh, if it isn't the dynamic duo, what do you want?"
Oh, well, first off, this looks really cool. I guess we can talk about it later, but I know you said I had 3 days, but I felt like that would have been a bit too easy to take 3 days on it, so I wanted to finish it now. And I pull out the stick.
Okay. She does burst out laughing. Uh, Holding her side, she like sort of falls over into the couch, just pointing at you and the stick, just clearly finding it absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, and I just kind of chuckle along with her, trying to like play dumb, and I'm like, "What do you? It's a quarterstaff."
She eventually controls herself and stands up and sort of walks over and says, "Oh my, you made a stick! Oh my goodness!" She reaches out to take it.
Yeah, I will hand it to her.
She like twirls it around and says, "Well, I must say, young master, this is the most impressive stick I've ever seen in my life." And she
Oh,
kind of like
thank
taps
you.
it against the ground.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's honestly probably some of my best work so far. I mean, again, having only been here 2 days.
I will say, and if you keep going, you might be able to manage it. Maybe you should make a stone, a very impressive stone for your next work.
Oh,
And she hands the staff back to you.
yeah. I grab the staff. And I kind of take a step back. I'm like, oh yeah. A stone would be cool. You know what? I thought about too would be a cool idea. Is maybe something like a crossbow. And within that like sentence, I try to pop it open and shoot at her with the crossbow.
Okay. Make an attack roll against her.
All right. It would be. I was like, do you just want me to normally roll it? Because I don't have like a crossbow to shoot her with necessarily.
Oh, yeah. So it'd be Dex and proficiency.
Okay. Check Dex.
He is proficient in crossbows, I think, as a tinker.
Yes, I am. Oh, kind of low.
Okay. You shoot it. It is on target. I mean, she's pretty close and she's not
Yeah.
really moving. It tinks across.
Wait, pause. Can I get advantage on surprise?
Just really want to hit her.
I do.
Yeah, you can go and make a stealth check with advantage. She will get a perception check.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. No need to roll. She rolled
Let's
one.
go.
Yeah, she's completely underestimating you at the moment.
All right.
Yeah, so you can roll again.
Oh, come on. Give it to me. Give it to me. Dex
Roll
check.
high.
Plus 2.
Roll high.
18?
Okay,
And
okay.
18 will do it.
Let's go.
She her eyes widen as the bolt thunks. She does appear to her clothing does appear to have some sort of armor underladen in it. However, it does pierce the armor and sink into her flesh a little bit, and she lets out like a yelp.
Yeah, as this happens, I immediately go, oh, I'm sorry. I hope that didn't hurt you too bad.
She begins swearing up a storm, not realizing that there's a kid right in front of her. She tears out the bolt and kind of like inspects it. She tosses it on the ground and sort of with disgust. And then she looks up, glaring at you.
As she looks at
says,
me, I flip the dial again so it goes back. Like, she'll see it go back to looking like a regular walking stick.
Okay. You can make a... I guess just a charisma check with advantage this time.
Okay.
Oh god.
18?
Okay.
Okay. She seems like furious for a few more moments, and then she is sort of she grins and she says, "That reminds me of something I might have made back in the day." All right, kid. All right. I might have underestimated you. She sort of steps back, leaning into the couch. Um, uh, Still bleeding a little bit, but not appearing to take notice. She says, "All right, you earned the right to use the materials. I'll say this much, though. If you want to survive the dungeon, I'd recommend making something you're a little better at aiming with. Um,
Oh,
it's one thing to hit a defenseless woman standing 10 feet in front of you.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Of course, Miss Nora. I actually have a few ideas for something with a little more of an area of effect, maybe. But had to do something to surprise you.
And surprised I was. And she gives like a semi-sarcastic little clap. And she says, you've already surpassed Maynard, so good for you. Of course, that's not much of a challenge.
Oh, probably didn't
And
like
Maynard
that.
kind of like he like shrinks in on himself a little
Yeah.
bit, not replying. He says, "Oh well, maybe we should leave Miss Nora to her work, Riley."
Of course. Are there games on the ground, by the way?
Scattered around, yeah.
Just move over. As I'm walking out, looking over, Miss Nora, by the way, you seem fairly smart. I'd like to challenge you to a game sometime when you're not busy, of course.
She looks at you and tilts her head, and she says, "Don't. We'll see."
All right, just wanted to see if you're as smart as you seem you are. And, like with a smirk, definitely like being a little sarcastic, ready to go out of the room.
Sure. As you turn to leave, she
Shit.
calls out and says, Riley,
Yes, ma'am.
could you take a look at this?" And she lifts up her hand,
Oh shit.
and attached to her wrist,
There we go. Fair enough.
a bolt comes out, striking you in the chest, I'll say in like the exact same area that you hit her.
Yeah.
And she says, "Oh, whoops, sorry, didn't mean for that to go off. Never mind."
I take it. I can go. Oh, ow! No, it's okay. I'll be looking forward to our game. Trying to like hold it all together as much as possible. Closing the door and just ripping it out. Like, oh my god, that hurt so bad.
All right. The day passes. I'll have Nora be rolling her checks in a moment. I'll say we'll end the session there, as it is getting late here. For next time, I'm gonna try to do a little time square. I don't want to spend like all these days having Riley just make stuff. Yeah, you can make whatever would be included, like the gadgets and
The
stuff
normal
that-
stuff, the default
yeah.
things. Okay.
Default things over the course of the next day or two.
Cool.
And then you guys will be heading out to face
Swag.
the dungeon.
Let's go.
Oh.
Nice.
Do, 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 do. Oh, that was
So
a
I'll roll the checks now.
fire session. Excuse me.
Okay.
Good
You
roll.
will have electric guitar apparently, along with your armor. So you got that going for you.